Yo 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 yo. What's going up? What's going down? Let's turn this mic up a little bit now. I seem like I'm low. What's happening, y'all? We are in this thing. Welcome to the Wop House. Nice, beautiful start of fall Friday after the Dirty Birds did their business on national TV again this year against the Tampa Bay Bucs. Let's ring the bell for the Falcons. Look at them. We're on Thursday night, prime time TV. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to the Falcons. Yeah. Hey, welcome in, my friends. Welcome in. As you come in, make sure you do your dog a favor and go ahead and smash that like button for your dog. Hit that like button for me as you do come in. Get your orders in early. Let us know what you want from the kitchen. Because once again, we are in the Wop House. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about tonight. So put your orders in. Y'all know how we do. We got a full bar back there too. So if you want something to drink, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Yes. So coming off a nice, impressive Falcons victory. And also, before we go in, and also, as we typically always do in the White House, make sure to let me know where you repping from. Put your area code in the comment section. That way, you know, we can shout you out. Love always knowing where everybody watching in at. So, like, make sure you do let us know where you watching from as well. Oh, where do we start? Where do we start? Man, that was a hell of a hell of a hell of a game, man. Wasn't that a good game? Wasn't that a good game, man? Oh, that was a good game. In typical Falcons fashion, come down to the very, very end. You know, it wouldn't be the Falcons if they didn't make it very climatic for us. Last play of the game in overtime. In baseball, they call it a walk-off home run. We did a walk-off touchdown. Kirk Cousins hit Daryl Hodge in the middle of the field, and he took that thing to the house. Took to the house. When he threw that ball, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think he was going to score. It just looked like a typical 12, 16-yard gain. And, all right, let's run the next play. Well, you know, he just kept going. And he scored. Man, that was such a exciting game, man. And also, big shout out to everybody that was in attendance in the bins, man. In attendance at the bins, man. Y'all made a bunch of noise. Y'all definitely was heard in the bins. So shout out to y'all, man. That atmosphere that we could hear on television was something else. It sounded like playoff atmosphere in there. It did. It felt good to finally see the offense arrive. It did. It felt good to see the offense arrive. It felt good to see Kirk Cousins in that thing, throwing that thing. I said he done set a new franchise passing record. Yeah, Kirko, man. I set a passing record with them. Kirk was dealing, man. Kirk was dealing. And shout out to Darnell Mooney. Young Mooney, baby. I'm gonna have to get me a Mooney jersey, y'all. For young Mooney, baby. For one, a lot of different reasons. For one, it's a Falcons jersey. For two, number one, always looks so cold to me in football jerseys, man. From any league, high school all the way up to pros. That number one on the football jersey just always look cold. And Mooney been balling. So shout out to Darnell Mooney. Shout out to Ray McLeod. Summer Hill Ray. Look, we've been talking about it. Look, I like what Mooney and Ray done gave us, man. Doing some damn good signings. I like what they gave us. I like what they them boys play with some aggression, and And they for football, they're not no big guys. Darnell Mooney, he's not a big guy. Ray McCloud, he's not a big guy, but they play big. That's what I like. I like that. They play big. Big plays, big plays, big plays. Champagne Poppy, Drake in the Hill. Let's ring the bell for the Champagne Poppy. 154 yards last night. 12 catches, 1 touchdown. Drake London was on his game last night. I loved it, man. I loved it. Kirk Cousins on his game last night. And let's go ahead and get it out the way. Let's talk about Kyle Pitts was on his game last night also. What was Kyle Pitts' stats? Like 8 catches, I think, 77 yards, something like that. Kyle Pitts played good football. Good football. And that was great for a lot of different reasons. That we got some good production out of Kyle. That was great for a lot of different reasons. First, as we already know, the last game, again, we got nothing from Kyle. No catches, nothing. Not even a fair catch on the punt team. We got nothing from Kyle. So to follow that up and get some actual good production from Kyle Pitts, it was great for him, great for the team, great for Kirk Cousins. I also want to point out, and let me give props to Kirk Cousins for getting his tight end involved in the game. Because going into the season, there was a couple interviews where Kirk Cousins spoke about his relationship with Kyle Pitts. He spoke about, look, I'm paraphrasing here, but he did essentially say, I'm pushing Kyle Pitts in practice, I'm telling him to finish his routes, come out the block strong. So again, to paraphrase, he was pretty much saying it publicly, look, I'm pushing Kyle in practice. I'm pushing him. And I want to give props to Kirk Cousins because he got Kyle Pitts involved in the offense early in the game. In fact, I think it was the second play of the game. You go back and watch it. I'm pretty sure it's the second play of the game, but go back and watch the very first reception that Kyle Pitts had. Kirk Cousins actually brushed off his first progression. Kyle wasn't the first look. He brushed off that and went straight to Kyle Pitts. Look, I got to get my big tight end involved in the game early. I got to get him involved. I got to pick him up. That's what a veteran leader does. A veteran quarterback does. Hey man, let me pick my guys up. I'm not playing my best football in my career, but look, I got to get my young tight end going. Kirk understands, the pressure that Kyle Pitts obviously endured after the last game when he didn't have any catches. I'm sure he understood that, hey man, they killing him in the media right now. These YouTubers are killing him on YouTube. These people on Twitter are killing him on Twitter. Instagram, they're killing him. So let me go ahead and get him involved. Let me get him involved early in the game and keep him engaged. Let's get his morale up. That's what a good veteran leader who's your quarterback does. That shows great leadership, and I really, really appreciated Kirk Cousins doing that early. It's almost like on a basketball team. Your shooting guard, the last 2 or 3 games, he ain't scored over 5 points. Last 2 or 3 games. So the point guard come out this game, look, I got to get my shooting guard in early. That means I got to bypass some shots, and I got to drive to the rack, draw a double team, kick it out, get him some easy shots, get him some easy layups. You know what I'm saying? Even if I got to throw him an alley hoop, bypass my layup and throw him an alley hoop, I got to get him going early. That way I can get him engaged. Kirk Cousins did a good job of that last night, getting this guy and get engaged in the game. Yeah, so so again, shout out to Kirk Cousins, man. That's a trait of a cagey veteran quarterback who's a leader. I love to see that. I love to see that last night. The offense woke up. As we saw also last night, they approached the game plan offensively vastly different than they have been doing thus far in the season. You know, they came out throwing that thing. They came out throwing that thing. And that's obviously what it took for us to win. I think what Kirk had about 58 passing attempts. They came out throwing the ball. I'm like, look, we got to put some points on the board. We got to start moving the ball. We got to start moving the chains. We got to win in time of possession in order to increase our chances of winning this game. So let's do something different. You know, instead of going without bread and butter, Bijan and Ty last year and just pounding the rock, running the ball down everybody's throat, scoring 10 points a game, 15 points a game, 16, 17 points a game. Let's open this playbook up and throw this rock around the field. You know, let's open this playbook up, start throwing this football. You know, let's see y'all defend that Tampa Bay. And it worked. It worked. So I like that. We trailed most of the game, but we never trailed to the point where we had to totally abandon the run game. We were never down like big. So we could have kept trying to play our traditional ball, get Bijan going, get Tyler as you're going, establish the run game. But we hadn't been putting up no points. So we needed to try something differently, which we did. So Zach Robinson, like, look, let's try something different, Kirk. You know, how the arm feeling? The arm feel good? Yeah, coach, I'm good. My arm feel great. Kirk, be straight up with me now, Kirk. It's just me and you talking here in this meeting room. Everybody gone. Kirk, how that Achilles feeling? Be straight up now. I ain't gonna say nothing to Raheem, but, you know, just tell coach, Achilles is good. I'm good, coach. All right, we're gonna add this thing out there. We about to add it. We're gonna add this football out. We're gonna give them some they ain't seen on film yet this year. We gonna add this thing out. Buck trying to run the ball, you know, all game. We about to add it, and that's what we aired that thing out. Franchise record throwing the ball. Where Kirk finished with 509, and that's what this offense. That's what this offense needed. We needed to change the scheme of what we had been doing. Again, Tyler last year, great running back. Bijan Robinson, great running back. But it wasn't producing no points. Then we had got to the point where, like, hell, we started goddamn confused offensive coordinator. Shoot, do I need to run Tyler more? Do I need to run Bijan more? I mean, who? How do I split up these rushing attempts? Just, hey, man, start throwing that ball, man. Start throwing that thing. Kirk Tober is here. Start airing that football out. Put some points on the board at home. And look what happened. Big victory. Huge victory at home. In front of the home crowd. Thursday night football. One of the most, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Falcons fan. One of the most exciting Thursday night games I can recall seeing. Excitement galore. Y'all heard? Did y'all hear the fans in the bands? Man, them folks were playoff ready. That's the kind of football they paid to see. And they was lit. We was lit. You know, you could see the body language from the team last night, man. It was a special victory. And if we're gonna keep it 100 now, we're gonna keep it 100. Tampa Bay a good team, man. Tampa Bay got a good team. Baker Mayfield balling. He balling on us. Tampa Bay got a good team. We beat a good team. I think Tampa came in the game with 3-1. You know how everybody would say, "Oh man, the NFC South gonna be the worst division of football." Shit, Tampa Bay got a good team, man. They didn't come to play. They came to win, and they damn near won. So you know, we've been criticizing, you know, Zach Robinson. We've been all on his back, you know, on his neck lately. We've been on Kirk Cousins late. Hey, Kirk, man, we just paid you $100 million guaranteed, bro. What's happening? What's good, bro? What you gonna do? You know, man, Kyle Pitts, he a bust. He can't catch a pass. They quashed all that in one night last night. One night. And one thing that I'm really starting to admire about this team, again, I'm trying not to be biased, because this is the Falcons, team I root for. But one thing I'm really starting to love and appreciate about this team, they don't quit. They keep fighting. Keep fighting. After that interception, they could have just said, okay, that's it. That's it. Tampa the better team tonight. We'll get them back in Florida. Now, they got that ball back and went right down that field and kicked the field goal and eventually went to overtime and won the game. This team does not quit. They have no quit in them. Shout out to Jesse Bates punching the ball out for the fumble. And I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, because we still only 3-2, so I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. But these are things that you see from very good, borderline great teams, taking advantage of opportunities when they're presented in front of you. Some people call it luck, but you have to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented in front of you. That's what this team is doing. That's what we did last night. And I love to see it. I love to see it. I want my offensive line to play a little bit better. Because I really don't think they totally done hit their stride as of yet. I want them to play better. Because watching last night, not taking anything away from the Bucs, because they do got some dogs up there, Vita Vea, but the Bull Moose, that's a handful trying to block the edge of it. But didn't have a whole lot of running lanes open early in the game. We had a very tough time run blocking those guys early in the game. After halftime, we kind of started getting our groove. Middle of the third quarter, started getting our groove, breaking a few longer runs. But I kind of want my offensive line to come more in stride. We gave us some sacks last night, but then again, we threw the ball damn near 60 times. If you step back to pass 60 times, man, I guess you can give your offensive line a break for allowing some sacks. But I really wanted to see the offensive line get back to playing like they played these last 2 years, and not to try to go backwards. But that might be something that we might gain something with Zach Robinson in the passing game. We're probably going to lose a little bit with losing Arthur Smith in the run game. Again, I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm not trying to say I want to get Arthur Smith back, but hey, we got to admit, man, that dude knew how to scheme to run the ball. Arthur Smith knew how to scheme to run the ball. Arthur Smith could come and get 150 total rushing yards in his sleep. He knew how to scheme to run the ball. So that's something we're going to have to work at during the season. How can we do a better job of run blocking, pass blocking, open these running lanes up, giving Kurt a little more time. Because again, he is coming off that Achilles, so you don't expect Kirk Cousins to get out of the pocket a whole lot. And speaking of that Achilles, I'm not gonna wood, man. Like everybody talking about the Achilles, but I'm telling y'all, I don't see it. I don't see it. Kirk standing in that pocket, he's taking them sacks. He getting sacked and he hopping right up, man. I don't see him grimacing in any pain or nothing. I know people say, well, he's not playing off his back foot, so the Achilles is still injured. I wear glasses, I ain't got them on now, but I wear glasses, so maybe they are seeing something I don't see. But I'm not seeing this whole Kirk Cousins still injured. I mean, if this guy's still injured and he's throwing the ball 60 times and send franchise passing records with 500 plus passing yards with 4 touchdowns, well, goddamn, when he get healthy, boy, yeah, that motherfucker in trouble. If he's still injured, playing like he played last night, he's still injured. Kirk Tober, if he's still injured, Please. When he get healthy, what is he gonna do? You know, I think it was really just mostly shaking off the rust with Kirk. Hey man, the obvious, new team, new scheme, new coaches, new teammates. You got hurt, so you ain't played in a long time. You didn't play any preseason. Got to shake that rust off, man. You know and I'm guilty too. I'm guilty myself, I should say. But we probably expected too much for him to the first week or 2 or 3 just jump back in and throw for 330 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no signs of rust for a 36-year-old. We were asking a lot, and myself and other people, hey man, you know, we don't pay him all that money, you know. Hey man, he's still human. Still got to shake the rust off. You know, I tell you what, you know, you go from shooting basketball 3 to 5 times a week. Hey man, you mess around, your jump shot be butter because you used to it. You active. Take a year off and step back on that court and start shooting some jumpers. Watch what happened to that Jay. Brick. You know, brick. A lot of stuff is repetition. You know what I'm saying? So we probably expected too much early. And granted, you know, hey, we wanted to win. In the NFL, we know, yeah, man, you can't waste a lot of games, man. So you need to come out firing. But we see what this team, specifically this offense, can be. You know, we don't have to necessarily sit there and try to throw the ball. Ray McLeod, a dog. Darnell Mooney, a dog. Drake London, a dog. We're trying to turn Kyle Pitts back into a dog. We get this offense clicking on all cylinders, and you got B. John and Tyler Algier back there. Good luck. Good luck stopping us. You know, and we growing every single week. We're growing. We seeing the progression in Kirk, getting back to the old Kirk Cousins. You know, we seeing Zach Robinson learning from what has worked early in the season and what hasn't worked early in the season. Now, I didn't like that end around pass attempt for Mooney. Like, hey, bro, the offense was clicking at that point in time. Zach, we didn't need that, bro. We wasted a dime, and it seemed like we wasted we lost our momentum when we tried that trick play. We didn't need that then, Zach. I get it, but we didn't need it, man. Stick to the script. You went off script then, Zach, for one play, and it kind of messed up that entire series. But we seen what his offense can be. We seen it. We saw last night why Kirk got what he got. We saw last night why Raheem wanted Kirk, why Zach Robinson wanted Kirk. We seen it. We finally saw what they saw. Normally, I'm telling you, man, been rocking with the Falcons a long time. Normally, those are the games we lose. Normally, the ball don't bounce our way. Normally, we would have fumbled the ball, and Tampa Bay would have recovered the fumble, kicked the field goal, and beat us in overtime. But now, we are doing that. Those are things you see from a good team. A team borderline great. Now, Carolina, gotta take care of business now. You know, gotta take care of business. Don't go up 8-5 and lose to the Panthers. They done bench Bryce Young, and Big Red Machine, Andy Dalton. They gonna want to beat us. So let's not fall into a trap game. Let's handle our business versus Carolina also. We win that game, we go 4-2. My bad, y'all. We win that game, we go 4-2. Then I think we play we got Seattle following that. So I really want to see us win these next 2 games. Then go to 5-2. And at that point in time, we sit in a nice place. Because you're almost halfway through the season at that point in time. We'll have a bye week coming. So anybody that's injured, you got a chance to get some guys back. Any guys who injured now or nicked up now or nursing an injury now, you got a 10-day break. So that gives us a little bit of time to get healthy or get healthier. But I can't begin to tell y'all how impressed I was with the Falcons last night. I can't begin to tell y'all. And as odd as it may sound, even when things look bleak in that fourth quarter, I still felt like we could win the game. And I posted that on Facebook. I like, man, we still in this thing. We got a good chance to win. Because I saw how hard they were playing last night. Also, how hard they have played all year long. They were not gonna quit. This team does not have any quitting. And one thing I'm starting to notice about this team, they starting to get some swag about it. They starting to get a little confidence about it. They starting to get that aura like, look, we can beat anybody y'all put in front of us. We should have beat Kansas City. We let them get away with one. We're not going to let the Bucs come in here and beat us. We're not going to go up to Carolina and lose. They're starting to get that swag about it. That confidence about it. Now, my defense, not one of y'all's best performers. Definitely not. Baker Maker. That's a new name. Baker Maker. Baker Mayfield. He was tucking that ball looking like old Walter Payton, rest in peace. I'm looking like, bro, when did Baker Mayfield turn to Lamar Jackson? He just tucking the ball in 5-yard game, 10-yard game, 15-yard game. One play, Baker lowered his shoulder on us. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is you? You too confident. Y'all need to shoot him a bow in the face or something. You don't lower his shoulder as a quarterback. So try not to be too critical of the defense because before last night, to me, they had been playing very, very good football. And they also played good football when we needed them most last night, too. They came up and they made key plays. Going back to Jesse Bates forcing that fumble. Going back to Jimmy Lake making second half adjustments in the second half to slow their offense down. So there was some good from the defense last night. But we got to get back to playing how we were playing earlier in the season. You can't let Baker Mayfield run like he Michael Vick and throw how he was throwing early in the game. We can't let that happen. And their receivers are running down the field wide open, and a lot of that some of that is a domino effect of our historical Achilles heel not being able to rush the passer. Now, that's one thing that was really pissing me off last night. We still can't get to the passer. And it's so frustrating to watch week after week after week after week, to watch all these opposing quarterbacks just sit in the pocket and have all the time in the world to do what they want to do. And then last night, Baker Mayfield, he tucking the ball and running like he Michael Vick. Like, what the fuck? So I don't know what it's going to take, what kind of scheme we got to run, what we got to do to get pressure on the passer. In the NFL, you cannot let these NFL quarterbacks have all the time in the world to throw the ball. They will start putting up 30 points on you every week. So we got to find something. We only got 5 sacks, 5 games, 17 sack pace. Like, that's terrible. Once again, we find ourselves at the very bottom of the league. Very bottom of the league in quarterback pressures and forcing sacks. So we got to figure out a way to get to the opposing quarterback and put some pressure on him. Guys up front, y'all got to start winning some of these battles. Big Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, y'all got to start winning these battles. I saw our boy Root finally got in the game. I think Root played about 10 to 12 snaps. I saw Root. I'm gonna learn how to say your name one day, Root, or Ruru. But I saw him flash like a player too. So I seen a little potential. But we gotta figure out a way to rush the passer. Matthew Judon, Zach Harrison, AK-17, AK-47, whatever number you want to put right there, we gotta find some way to rush the passer. Gotta find some way to effectively stop the run. The middle of our defense to me is the weakest part of the defense. Right there in the middle. And as y'all already know, I'm not a big fan of our linebacker play this year. I'm not a big fan of our linebacker play this year. We really need to get Nate Landman back. We was also missing Troy Anderson last night as well. I think JD Bertrand stepped up and he played okay, but he's kind of small. I didn't realize he was that small until I saw him last night. He's small. He looked like he could play strong safety. I saw them guards and them tackles. I saw him pulling some plays. And I saw them coming. They were just laying weight on him and get him out the way. So and maybe the defense, maybe that part of the defense is like the offense. Maybe it's gonna take them a little while to click. Maybe it's gonna take Grady a little bit longer. To get back to the Grady of old. To shake the rust off that he got. Because just like Kirk, they suffered similar injuries. So maybe by the time we get to week 7, week 8, week 9, Grady gonna start winning more battles than he winning right now. David Onyemata, he gonna start getting more pressure up the middle. Big Zach Harrison, 6'5", 270. Maybe we'll see him coming around that corner a lot more. Matthew Judon, maybe he'll be the guy that the league saw in New England, getting pressure on that quarterback. But you got to get pressure on that quarterback to continue to win big games in the NFL, especially once you start playing December, January, and February. Specifically playoff football. When damn near every quarterback you play is going to be very good or great. That's why they're in the playoffs. We're going to need the defense to be better once we get to that point in the season. So I'm not going to ride the defense too much because I saw some good too. I saw some good from the defense too, but like early in that game, boy, it was like, whoa, boy, what a defense at the night. Boy, did y'all take the night off? What a defense. Boy. Shout out to Jesse Bates. Definitely money well spent. Man, I be watching Jesse Bates play on the field, and I also watch his interactions off the field. Let's go back. Let's go back. Last week, heated rivalry. New Orleans, the Saints. We all know what Koo did in the game, right? Shout out to Koo. 58-yard to win a touchdown. Everybody celebrating. I watched it, and I watched Jesse Bates wait until everybody got out the way, and him and Koo got this like special handshake that they give each other. And I fuck with that a lot. That's leadership to me too. When you treat your kicker like you treat your quarterback. When you treat your kicker like you treat your quarterback as one of the stars of the team, Jesse Bates. And I see him do that a lot on this team. I see him pick up the defense a lot. I see him on the sideline talking to the guys. I see that a lot from him. I see him celebrating when guys make big plays. It is not that cocky, we big shit celebrating. It's like, yeah, you did that, dog. You did that, dog. You did that. You did that. That's leadership, I like money well spent. Jesse Bates, money well spent. Loving what I'm seeing from Bates, man. Great football player. Great football player. So that's about all I'm probably gonna get a defense. Also, appreciate y'all coming in. Shout out to the chat also as well. My bad. I'm about to jump in and interact with it in a minute, y'all. But I guess I'm trying not to lose my train of thought. Also, last night we're gonna continue to talk about the game, but Matt Ryan last night inducted into the Falcons Ring of Honor. Shout out to the Iceman. Very, very well deserved. Raheem Morris, when they talked to him last night after the game, he talked about the comeback and he gave some credit to the guys wanting to win this for Matt Ryan. Like, look, we didn't want to lose on Matt Ryan's special night. They didn't want to lose. So we gave everything we had. So it was good to see him get his what color jacket is that? Is that maroon red or it don't look like regular red? Falcon red. It's good to see him get his Falcon red jacket. Roddy put on his jacket. Shout out to my guy Roddy White. Well deserved from the Iceman, and going and being inducted into the Falcons Ring of Honor. Now, let's talk about this. Because I've been on here almost 40 minutes and, been really nothing but praise from what we had last night from our team. And they deserve it. They deserve all the praise. But there was something that ticked me off, that got under my skin last night about the Falcons Ring of Honor. It was. Let me light my cigar. Pardon me real quick. Let me take a sip. And y'all excuse me for going here, but y'all, this the Wi-Fi. Y'all know how we get down. Y'all know how we rock it. We're gonna talk about it all here. When I first started putting this in my mind for the show tonight, putting in my mind what I was gonna say, I said to myself, you know what, I'm about to bang on this motherfucker tonight. Boy, I'm about to bang on his ass. Then as I got closer to the show, around about 10:30, I said, you know what, Toddy, I'm not gonna even bang. Because I don't want people to take what I'm about to say the wrong way. I want them to think, oh man, you just saying that because you some kind of Matt Ryan apologist, you some kind of Matt Ryan fanboy, and you and your feelings. So I said, I'm gonna take a different approach. I'm not gonna bang, especially we just won last night. I'm not gonna bang. I'm gonna come at this with a different approach. And hopefully people will understand where I'm coming from and what I'm saying. And if you don't, y'all know how we do. Feel free to tell me why you don't. And, we'll talk about that as well. But Quintorius Lopez Jones, better known as Julio Jones. Where were you, sir? Where was Julio? Where was Julio last night? Out of everybody who was a Matt Ryan former teammate, you would expect Mr. Jones would have showed himself last night. And I talked about this already on Facebook. So y'all who are on my Facebook, I'm sorry for reiterating this story again. I'm gonna try not to bore y'all with it, but you may get a better understanding of what I'm saying by me saying it in front on camera, because y'all know how it is when you type something, it don't always come out the way you mean it to. And that's why I said I wasn't gonna come on here and bang, because again, I want people to think I'm in my feelings about Matt Ryan. But Julio was a no-show for Matt Ryan's Falcons Ring of Honor ceremony. And let me put an asterisk around this before I really dig into this thing. Let me put an asterisk around this. This has, for me personally, my standpoint, my perspective here, this has less to do with Matt Ryan and more to do about the Falcons franchise and this fan base. Let me repeat. My stance on Julio not showing his face on none of the events. There were 2 events Julio could have came to. There were 2 events Julio could have came to, and he decided to skip out on both of them. It has, and I have to say this because y'all know Matt Ryan is such a compelling person in this fan base, and I don't want anybody to think that oh man, you just a Matt Ryan fanboy, you say Matt Ryan name, and some people they just react. And I don't want people to think I'm up here capping for Matt Ryan. I'm really capping for the franchise, and I'm capping for this fan base as a lifelong Falcon fan. So this has less to do with Matt Ryan and more to do with the franchise and this fan base. For the life of me, I can't understand how Julio didn't show up for neither event, specifically last night. And somebody told me, well, you know that on the stage, they only let guys who are already in the Ring of Honor be on stage and do the presentation like Roddy and McClure. They already in the Ring of Honor. I said, hey, you're right, fair point. But Julio didn't even show. He didn't even pop out as a show of support, appreciation for the fan base, for the franchise, for his old quarterback. No show. And to me, pardon my language, y'all, but I'm about to tell what time it is. 12, 8. Oh yeah, we can cuss tonight. To me, that was some fuck shit. I'm just gonna call it for what I saw. To me, that was some fuck shit. It was sleaze ball behavior. That was sleaze ball behavior, in my opinion. A guy who the Falcons drafted, and you play here 10 years, all your glory years, all the highlights that they gonna show 20, 30, 40 years from now, when these kids who ain't even born yet start talking about, the greatest in the 2000s, they all gonna be with a Falcons uniform on. They all gonna be with number 2 throwing that ball. So for him not to even pop out and show, to me, that was some fuck shit. I'm sorry. As a 40-plus year Falcons fan, to me, that was some real fuck shit. If anybody should have been there as a show of support to the fan base, to the franchise, to Matt Ryan, it should have been Julio Jones. It should have been Julio Jones. The Falcons were too good to Julio in the 10 years he played here. The franchise was too good to him. Every time he cried and complained about he wanted more money, they eventually would give it to him. Every single time. So this franchise and this fan base were too good for him to now give us his whole ass to kiss. Because he ain't giving us a half an ass. Julio's giving us his whole ass to kiss. Atlanta was too good to you, bro. Atlanta was too good to you. These fans were too good to you. Now, if again, I'm not trying to go into these Matt Ryan conversations that we like to have. But if anybody saw stark differences in how the fan base treated them in Atlanta, it was Matt Ryan. Because there was a large segment of people who just did not fuck with Matt Ryan. But Julio, we all fuck with you, Julio. All of us fuck with you. All Falcons fans fuck with Julio. He was just one of the players that everybody embraced. And for him to leave in the fashion that he left and don't even really fuck with the franchise no more. And I get it. I get it. Julio, you know, I'm trying to see this objectively. Julio is not officially retired. Julio may still end up on the team this year. I get that part. I get it. So some may say, well, you know what, Toddy, you know, hey, man, that dude ain't retired. He's officially a free agent. So maybe he didn't want to be seen on y'all field, you know, co-mingling with Matt and Arthur Blank and Roddy, you know. Maybe that would have looked bad to a team who's thinking about signing him. I can agree with that. You didn't have to be on the field. Mercedes-Benz Stadium has some of the best, most lavish, extravagant suites. In my Rick Ross voice, you could have been in the sweet eating lemon pepper. You could have been in the sweet eating lemon pepper wings like a boss. In my Rick Ross voice. You could have been in the suite with a baddie on your side. But you could have been there just to show support. You wasn't. Basically told the fan base, the franchise, your old quarterback, fuck you. I don't fuck with you. Gave us his whole ass to kiss. For what? What? You again, if you didn't want to show up, Julio, I get it, bro. If you didn't want to be on that stage and you still trying to get signed to a team, I get how that could be a bad look. No, man, you too close to the Falcons. We might be trying to sign you in New Orleans. We might want you to come back to Tampa. You down there with these dirty birds all kissed up. Nah, stay with them. But at least be there as a show of support. You didn't have to be on the field. You didn't have to be on the field. You could have been in one of these big boy, man. It's all kind of suites in Mercedes-Benz. And then I just read something that they about to build some more suites. Like they already ain't got enough. Motherfuckers don't even like to be in a seat, cause they be in suites doing they want to, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's some lavish. But my point is, Julio, bro, you should have been there, dog. You could have been in one of them suites, you know. You know, if you and Arthur Blank y'all still ain't seeing eye to eye, so, you know. Y'all could have talked that out at a later time, man. You're like, the Falcons wanted you there. Matt Ryan wanted you there. He went out of the way to put you in his speech. He wanted you there. So to me, it's like you just told us fans and us franchise, fuck the Falcons. I don't fuck with y'all. So that really, it had me feeling some kind of way, bro. Because we know damn well if the shoe was on the other foot, Matt Ryan would have been there an hour early for your show, for your ceremony. He'd have been there an hour early. He would have been there an hour early. But Julio, as he's been doing last few years, give us his whole ass to kiss. For what? You know, it's just some. Yeah, and y'all part of my language tonight. I said I was gonna try to bang, but just some real fuck shit, man. And I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand it. Oh, I think we got a super chat. Oh, shout out to Big Low Country. Appreciate the super chat, Big Low. Thank you very much, bro. And y'all make sure to check out Big Low Country here on YouTube at Big Low Country Sports, one of our best and greatest Falcon content creators. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, run up the subscription right now. Because I wasn't gonna lie, tweet so legitimate say this. Yeah. Sweet Lord Celebrity. He know how legit those sweets is. He been in them. Him and Uncle Steve, they live in them. Big Low and Uncle Steve live in the sweets. They are extravagant. I went in there once, maybe twice. But the AMG, hey man, bro, they give you all you could drink, all you could eat in there. It's amazing, man. But Julio don't even show. Bro, it's like, come on, Jet. Come on, Jet. Like, a cat like me, I'm taking that personal as a lifelong Falcons fan, bro, because I know Matt gonna beat up for you. I know Roddy gonna show up for you. Julio, and you know what, people, bro, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, you know, Julio got me a little perturbed now, but I've always been a super duper Julio fan, bro. And people had been telling me for years, like, man, Julio, he funny style, bro. Like, Julio, he, like, man, nah, bro, nah, Julio good people, nah, bro, Julio, and I'm starting to see it. Starting to see it, bro. Starting to see it. But let me tell y'all the first time that it came across my radar that something was awry with Julio Jones and the Falcons. I'm gonna show y'all the first time, and y'all probably gonna think like, man, that ain't really that serious. But I could tell something was wrong there. Something was wrong there. Let me show y'all something real quick. This is when it first hit my radar, something wasn't right in the relationship. Debut of the new jerseys, right? This is 2020. Y'all can recall, go back to 2020. Who missing from the picture? Who missing from the picture? What the Falcons did is, you know, they had this big debut for the new jerseys or the current jerseys, but they were new back then. So they called all their star players, all their marketable players, and they wanted them to come do a photo shoot, man. Hey man, y'all help us market these jerseys, you know. They called Deion Jones. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm there. Call Big Grady Jarrett. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely there. I'm there. I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there. No, you ain't got to call around me. I'm there. Called even Calvin Ridley. You know, Mr. FanDuel himself. Shout out to Calvin. No love lost. Calvin popped out, showed up. He was there. Matt Ryan, he's there, obviously. Who's missing? Call Julio Jones. He's sending you the voicemail. And this is the first time I saw something was going on there. And look, even Gurley. And, you know, Gurley, first year in Atlanta. But that's the first time I seen something was going on. And let's continue to go down the timeline. This is all stuff that I was just ignoring because I'm just such a big Julio Jones fan. I appreciate everything he gave us on the field, all the impact he made on the field, the player that he was. I'm not gonna take anything from him as a player. Magnificent player in his prime. One of the best wide receivers in my lifetime that I watched when I could understand football and what was going on. Bar none. Can never take that away from him. But Julio, you know, he got to the point where, you know, he was dissatisfied with his contract. He was being real passive aggressive at the time. He wanted a new deal. And he had about 3 years left on his current deal, but he wanted a new deal. And I don't know if y'all remember this, but at the time we had Dan Quinn, Thomas Demetriou. After like little silent going back and forth, Demetriou came out and said, "Look, we have no plans to give Julio Jones a new contract at this time." And very shortly after that, Arthur Blank, being the owner that he is, being so close to his players, that's probably his weakness as an owner. He gets so attached to his player. Arthur Blank came out and like, "Hey man, we gonna work it out. Don't worry about it." He probably called Julio personally on the phone and tell, "Hey man, don't worry about this. I got this." So long story short, Arthur Blank vetoed his general manager and his head coach. And he unprecedented gave Julio like a $3 million bonus on some here, dog. Let me shoot you this $3 million, bro. I need you happy, bro. You my guy. I know this the coach and the GM, but you my guy. You the jet. I done knew you from knee high. You the jet. So he got this $3 million, and he probably told Julio, "Look, next season I'm gonna tear up this contract. We're gonna do it again." 3 years left on his deal. You know what? I was such a big Julio fan because now that's the first time that some in the fan base start looking at Julio funny style like, bro, what? I mean, Julio's selfish, dog. Like, come on, bro. Like, you ain't getting no new deal and you just got one. That's when you first start to hear rumblings from some in the fan base about Julio being like selfish, all about himself. That's the first time. Then the next season come around, and just like Arthur Blank told him, they tore up the old contract, gave him a brand new deal, 31 years old, like $72 million, fully guaranteed, 31 years old, wide receiver, fully guaranteed. Then more Falcons fans like, bro, this is gonna kill our salary cap, man. This is gonna kill our salary cap. We done. We mad at Julio, they got all the cap now. We are done. They were right. And at that point, I'm still around Julio. No, man, pay the man, man. Julio, the best wide receiver in the league, man. Great, most talented Falcon we done had who done been here for a long time. Pay the man. Being a big Julio fan. Then, like a year or two later, another offseason of Julio being passive fucking aggressive. Another offseason of him being passive aggressive. There was some more rumblings coming out. He ain't happy. He don't come to Flower Branch. He ain't communicating with nobody on the team and nothing like that. Don't nobody talk to him. Real diva shit. Acting like this is the mentality that I done came that Julio got. Julio has the mentality of, I'm Michael and y'all are the rest of the Jackson 5. That's the mentality that he has. I'm Michael, y'all are the rest of the Jackson 5. I got my own dressing room, my own limousine. I fly private, y'all fly coach. That's Julio. So another offseason of his passive ass aggressive behavior. He pop up, it hit the internet. I think somebody had called me, "Hey bro, what your boy Julio doing in that Cowboy jersey?" I mean that Cowboy, I think they did say jersey. What your boy doing Julio in the Cowboy jersey? I'm like, bro, what the hell are you talking about a Cowboy jersey, bro? Julio ain't gonna be seeing no Cowboy jersey. Joker must have screenshotted me that picture. And this man got on a Dallas Cowboy sweater. And he signed to the Falcons. A Cowboy, Dallas Cowboy sweater. He signed to the Falcons. Now, at that point in time, I was like, man, what the hell is Julio Jones on, bro? Yeah, you your own man. You can wear whatever you want, but come on, bro. You know they ain't no good look. You know they're kind of unwritten rules in football, bro. You don't need wearing nobody else's attire and you already signed to another team. But that happened. Then, like a week or two later, it was shortly after. I don't remember the time frame, but very shortly after, he pop up on Shannon Sharp show with Skip at the time. What the show was called? Undisputed. He pop up on Undisputed. Y'all remember the call? I'm out of there, man. I'm out of there. Let me take a sip. So I'm really starting to realize how many passes I gave this guy. Because time after time after time, he exhibited sleazeball behavior. So he go on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp, publicity stunt. Basically, what he wanted to do is a week or two before that, he pop out with the Cowboys jersey. Now he's just trying to get himself traded. He doing whatever he can publicly to put all kind of pressure on the Falcons, even if that means embarrassing the franchise, even if that means embarrassing the fan base. So he goes on national TV. I think this is Fox Sports. You know, everybody watching Shannon and Skip at the time. It ain't like it is now where don't nobody mess with Skip. Back then, we always watched Shannon and Skip. You know, that's what we did. We watched Shannon and Skip. So, him and Shannon Sharp, as we see now, Shannon Sharp is a publicity stunt meister. You know, he just had a Instagram publicity stunt not long ago. But anyway, him and Shannon Sharp, they done sought up for Julio to call in, and he said he done with the Falcons. And that's exactly what he did. They done set up this old fake phone call. Yeah, Julio call you. It's gonna be me calling from the area code. We're gonna call around this time. You know, say what you gotta say. We'll end it at that. Publicity stuff. Now, I'm gonna say this. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of different things about that phone call. Some people to this day they say, well, Julio didn't know he was on the phone. I mean, he didn't know he was on TV. Bullshit. Man, they have whole pre-production meetings before that show go live. You think Shannon Sharp just could pick up his phone and call somebody and all that be improv and they be on national TV? Think about that for a moment. On Fox. These people on Fox don't know, like, brother, you're not getting that off on Fox. Yeah, I'm going to call somebody and play it. He ain't going to have no idea he on TV. Another way that you know that was a play. Y'all ever notice after that incident, Shannon never said nothing about it. Julio never said nothing about it. In their world, it never, ever happened. But the Falcons did say something about it. They were publicly very dissatisfied. And they stated as much publicly. Now, if Julio did not know he was being recorded, Shannon Sharp would have issued a public apology to Julio, to the NFL, to the Atlanta Falcons. Julio Jones' representation or his publicist would have came out and said something about it, about how upset they are that Julio was used as a ploy on national TV and his call was played nationally and he had no idea he was on the telephone. Both sides would have spoke, especially after the Falcons spoke. This is an NFL team we're talking about. This ain't a local high school. It's an NFL team. Shannon never said nothing. Julio never said nothing. Nobody from Julio's side ever said nothing. To Shannon and Julio, it was like it never happened. Why? Because it was a play. It was a play. It was publicity. That was designed to put pressure on the Falcons and get him traded. So, another point in time where I'm just ignoring fuck boy behavior by Julio Jones. But this last one, it's like I had to come out and say something, bro. Like, come on, Jed. Dog, this franchise bent over backwards for you all 10 years you were here, bro. Anytime you wanted more money, they gave it to you. Anytime you didn't want to practice, you didn't have to practice. Somebody else told me, shout out to my dog Sam, Julio never even gave the flagship station in Atlanta an interview in 10 years. He would never sit down and interview with him. And I was like, damn, I didn't even realize that. He's like, yeah, Julio would never sit down and interview with a flagship station in Atlanta. Fuck boy behavior. But me and some others, time after time after time after time after time again, we'd excuse it because he was such a magnificent player, man. Once in a lifetime type talent, a generational talent. I guess that's what we call it now. So back to the Ring of Honor ceremony. And again, let me reiterate, y'all, because again, I know how people get all polarizing about Matt Ryan. This is more about the franchise and the fan base, and less about Matt Ryan. For me. Now, as I talked about this on my Facebook today, some people say, well, Toddy, you don't know. That man might have had something important that came up. He might have had a prior commitment. You acting like you know it all. I'm like, yeah, you might be right. But trust and believe, they reached out to everybody months ahead of time. Months ahead of time, they reached out to people. Months ahead of time. And even if he did have something more important, something he couldn't reschedule, as a professional of his stature, nobody gonna make me see this in a different way. But if somebody his stature, you know what the proper protocol or the proper thing to do at that point in time? Get on your Twitter, say something like, hey, I just want to give congratulations to Matt Ryan. Hell of a job. I enjoyed playing with you. We had a hell of a ride. Congratulations on being inducted to the Ring of Honor. I really wish I could be there, but unfortunately, I'm not able to make it due to prior commitment. That's it. 10 to 30 seconds. That's all you had to do. Some type of acknowledgement. But he didn't do that because he don't give a damn. He don't care. He don't give a damn. He does not care. Julio about Julio. He didn't have no problem popping out at the UGA Bama game. He popped out then. He ain't had no prior engagement. And it ain't like he playing for a team. He had a game to get ready for this Sunday. You know, ain't like he playing for nobody. He was able to go to the Bama game, Bama Georgia game. He had no prior engagement there. But you telling me somebody his stature, or even if he was just too busy to record a congratulations video for Matt, you mean to tell me he couldn't holler at his publicist or his assistant? Hey man, put this out for me. Congratulate Matt Ryan. You know, jazz it up for a minute and put it out. Put it on my Twitter. He just don't give a damn. That's just who he is. He don't give a damn. Julio on some fuck Atlanta shit. Of everything the franchise, the city, the fan base did, fuck Atlanta. And then there are two parts to this, right? If he could have made it Thursday night, there was a more intimate ceremony that was held for Matt Ryan. I want to say this past weekend, not this weekend, like the past weekend, like this Friday, like 6-7 days ago, right? At the Buckhead Theater in Atlanta. Where all the former players came, some fans came. It just was acknowledgement and appreciation. And that's where most of the players were at who not in the Ring of Honor or who maybe couldn't get to the game on Thursday. That's where they all went. You think Julio showed? And don't get it twisted. Some guys went to one event, some guys went to the other event. Some guys said, look, I ain't gonna be able to do the Buckhead thing, but I'm gonna be at the game. Some guys said, look, dog, I ain't gonna be able to get to the game, but I'll be at your Buckhead event. I'll see you there. Just to show my respects to you, to the franchise, to the city. They gonna see my face. You think Julio showed up? Do you really think Julio showed his ass? Julio's at fuck Atlanta. I don't play there no more. Y'all ain't paying me. Well, fuck y'all. I don't give a damn. And there was a bunch of players came. Julio's not an active NFL player right now. So at some point, you can't keep hitting me. Well, he had something else to do. He had something else to do. The man is a multi-millionaire. He can rearrange his schedule for things he wants to rearrange his schedule for. You can't tell me no different, bro. I was not born yesterday. I just look like this, bro. So I don't want to hear all these petty ass excuses for it. I'm on what I'm on, and I'm gonna stand on business. He could have showed up to one of them events. Cause Julio, when it's your time, bro, they gonna show up for you. You just on some Michael and y'all the rest of the Jackson 5 type shit. Or you still in your petty ass feelings about something that might have went on when you left Atlanta. But y'all see how it could be the case because the Falcons were bending over backwards to do whatever you wanted them to do. They didn't make you practice. You barely had to report to training camp. You know? Just show up on work on Sunday. But Julio being Julio. This is the event I'm talking about at the Buckhead Theater. These are all the former players here. And I know that picture is small, but if you go to Harry Douglas Instagram, our Harry Douglas, Matt Ryan's old teammate, Julio's old teammate, that Harry Douglas, it's on his Instagram. You want to see a blown up picture of it. But I just had to get it off my chest, man. Julio, Julio, I know you'll never see this. Hell, you might. Shit, you might be scrolling Instagram one night and it show up in your algorithm. Who knows? But if you do, Julio, this city, this fan base, this franchise, bro, we fuck with you hard when you was here, dog. You shouldn't give us your whole ass to kiss, homeboy. You shouldn't give us your whole ass to kiss. Because when it's your turn to get your jacket, people gonna show up for you. They're gonna give you your kudos. They're gonna give you your flowers. And again, I know how some people get about Matt Ryan, and I'm not gonna get into all that tonight. I ain't doing no debate about Matt Ryan tonight. None of that tonight. But I'm just gonna say this. No matter how you may feel about a person, you dislike them as a person, a player, or what they represent or whatever. No, that person ain't did nothing to you personally, or did nothing to nobody you love or you mess with personally. At one point, at some point, you have to allow people to get their flowers. At some point and sometimes there's going to be that one night, that one occasion, that one day, you got to allow people to get their flowers. No matter how you feel about it, especially if it ain't personal, you have to allow people to get their flowers. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So, um, that's my Julio rant, and I try to keep it. I try to keep it on 5 and not go to 9 or 10. I hope I did a good job of keeping everything on 5. Because I was gonna go and come in here and bang on this ass. I'm like, man, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because then people got ammunition to say, well, you just in your feelings about this, and you just trying to defend Matt Ryan. Like I say, it ain't wholly about Matt Ryan, bro. It's about the Falcons. It's about me being a Falcons fan. I got damn near 4 Julio Jones jerseys in the hell, man. We share the goddamn same last name. I'm from Georgia. He from Bama. We probably related. you know, if we digging our lineage, we probably related somewhere down the line. Our great 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 grandmas probably was second or third cousins or something, man. So with that said, man, I'm gonna drop this link, man. If y'all want to come up, hit that link. Anybody welcome to come up, man. Anytime that link get dropped, man, anybody can hit that link and come up. Anybody is welcome. So give me a second. Let me hit that link, and we can come up, man. Let's talk about this game that we just had. Pardon me, I just had to say that about Julio, man, because I didn't appreciate that. Did not appreciate that. So just hit the link, man. So if anybody want to come up, you're free to come up. Also, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. My bad. Shout out to Greg in the building. Says, what's up, Tyler? What's happening, Greg? Least in this thing says, what a game. Still on cloud 9. Last night was a movie for real. Yes, it was. I could see it on TV. I could feel the energy through TV. Definitely a movie. Definitely a movie. Millie Mills in this thing. What's happening, Millie? Says Todd, he showed up I think he said last night, but he's still soft. Drizzy is yellow with a grin of Africa. Kirk needs another chain. Shout out to get Kirk will change another chain. Mooney is nice, for real, and Jesse just that ninja. ABG, what's up? What's happening with it, Miller? What's going down? Lisa says so much to talk about. That was a signature win. It was a signature win. Another signature win was because before last night, I would say Philadelphia game was somewhat of a signature win. Also, our team is not disappointed in prime time this season. Yeah, we done put on the best prime time games. Philly was a movie. Last night was a movie. Kansas City was a movie. All of them been movies. So we doing it. We're giving the NFL more reasons to continue putting us on national TV. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. My dog P in the building. What's up? It's my dog P checking in. That's a lifelong friend from Yay House. And what up, Jones? Last night was special. I felt the shift. I did too, bro. I think Kirk is gonna take us. Gonna take it for us, bro. I think so too, man. Like I was saying earlier, P, man. It feels different. They starting to get that swag in them. They starting to get that swag. And y'all keep the comments coming, man. We're gonna bring Red to the stage. Red, what's happening, my G?
What's up, man?
I'm chilling, man. Let's go ahead and cut this music. DJ Red, what's happening, bro? We can also bring James in this thing as well. What's happening, James?
What's good, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Hey, feeling great, brother. How you doing?
Oh man, I feel wonderful. Wonderful. Hold on, and wonderful.
That's what's happening. Let's bring also Hefe in the building. Keely, what's happening, my brother? How you feeling, bro?
What's up, Julio, buddy?
Yes. Hey, he is not. Julio's in the doghouse with me right now. Obviously, man. Obviously.
Clearly.
Not like you're on your most wanted list.
Let's say, wait, Red.
But you sound like you're on your most wanted list.
Man, bro, I've been around for Julio, man, for so long, bro. Even when a lot of the fans, kind of wash their hands with him, I ain't really had a whole lot of bad. I ain't had really nothing bad to say about Julio at all, and really until the night. So it just rubbed me the wrong way, man. So that's where I'm at with it.
It's understandable. It's understandable. Surprised to say, I can't believe I'm actually in agreement, which is, I know you kind of shocked up here. As much as I bang on Matt Ryan, sorry, well, as much as I bang on Matt Ryan, yeah, man, it to me, it's about a relationship. It's just about decency. I mean, dude, no matter how I feel about Matt Ryan, he was your quarterback for a decade. You played with him for a decade. Y'all had some type of camaraderie. No matter how the organization you felt about the organization in the end, nights like this when you celebrate former teammates, yeah, man, you got to show up. At least if you're not gonna go to the Buckhead event, try to show up to the game. But come on, Julio, you're a former player. You played with Matt Ryan. I think you should have been at one of the events. And if you're not gonna make one, like you said, Tidy, shoot a video explaining why you're not gonna be there. You know, don't be petty. Don't come off diva like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But y'all know me. I don't care who you are. Whether you're a player on my team, whether you're a friend, relative, whatever. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Julio should have had his ass at one of these events or should have sent some type of message celebrating his quarterback for a decade. Now, I know you may not have achieved everything you wanted with this quarterback. Hey, I'm upset about all that too. I know things may not have ended the way you wanted to. You may have felt the organization prioritized Matt Ryan over you, and you probably felt some type of way about that. Regardless, he was a former teammate. Unless you had some type of hatred for this man, which I don't think our relationship deteriorated that badly. Yeah, you should have showed up to one of the events or at least sent them some type of congratulations message.
If their relationship was the place though, like we don't like. I think we're some because every teammate don't get along, and we just assumed that they had the greatest relationship in the world. But I mean,
I'm saying if it wasn't just complete hatred, I'm saying they haven't gotten along best. I mean, hell, Shaq and Kobe didn't get along that great, but I'm pretty sure things got better once they retired. Once both of them retired, they cleared the air. They had the little video. Shaq and Kobe came back together in the end.
But but there's a lot of Kobe teammates that he would have never spoken to again. Like
I don't know, I say that, but we talking about.
That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of teams. Like what's old boy the point guard that he refused to even talk to.
Smush Parker.
Yeah, like they were never. I don't care how much time go by, they were gonna never talk.
If Smush Parker had an event, of course I don't expect Kobe to be there.
Yeah, that's a different dynamic though.
Yeah, no, but I'm just making the point that just because you're a teammate or you're a teammate for an extended period of time, I mean, it could have been good for 4 or 5 years, and in that 6th or 7th year, something could have happened.
Unless this was like T.O. and Jeff Garcia or something like that, and that we don't know about. I mean, I didn't know unless something we not knowing they had beat, that it was so serious to where I'm not going to even come and celebrate you going into the Ring of Honor. Because like Titus said, Julio's going to have his day. You know he's going to have his Ring of Honor day. And then and look, I ain't no Matt Ryan fan, but I know damn well when Julio have his day, Matt Ryan going to show up. I don't know if it's going to be an hour early like Titus said, but he gonna definitely be there.
I guess the only point I'm trying to make is that we can't assume that every relationship is on the right place. I do think that Julio probably is not handling this or has handled things in the past in the most professional manner. Maybe he does. Like I think if he had like professional PR, no one would have instructed him to handle all these situations the way in which they were handled.
That's what he needs. He needs publicists. He needs T.O. Where that girl at the be T.O. publicist.
However, I can't empathize for some stuff. Like, I mean, he has gotten beaten up out. Like, for some of the criticisms and stuff like that, like even with Vic over the years, the stuff that like he used to get, like fans shooting them birds and people, all that kind of stuff, like his own fans, I would understand if he was like, man, I ain't effing with Atlanta no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they got on him. I'm not gonna say they got on Julio as bad as they got on Vic, but there were a lot of instances while Julio was here where they did get on him for re-upping his contract, even though, I mean, the situation was, and I understand that people don't agree with it, was he said he was in a situation, I don't want to misquote him, but I think his agent was based on the situation where when we paid him, Julio was like top 3 in terms of highest paid, and then a couple years go by, and all of a sudden like Tavon Austin and other receivers that were, I guess, perceived as less talented at that point, when he went from like top 3 to like 7th to 8th in terms of annual salary. And he was like, man, y'all not going to have Tavon Austin making more money than me, bro. And whether people think that's legitimate or not, that was his rationale for doing it. And he got beat up by a lot of people for doing it. So, I mean, there's different sides of it, but he got beat up for not being able to get into an end zone. And me and Toddy have argued with this, but I think you can't ignore the fact that Matt was continually, outside of 3 seasons, he was bottom of the league in red zone efficiency, but he got killed for that. And I mean, he might have felt some of that heat, like, bro, I know y'all not on my neck for this, because it was on the radio talking about Julio can't get in the end zone, who, like, on the flagship station. So that may be one of the reasons why he shies away from her. I'm just saying sometimes there's a lot of context to it. And
I mean, Julio, come on, man. You know you're gonna have a little criticism when you're playing, but
he might be hypersensitive. I'm hypersensitive. So I mean, like, I'm quick to twitch. Like, what did you mean by that? What was your intention? You know what I'm saying? He might be sensitive like me. So
yeah,
I mean,
I guess he is. Yeah, I mean, these are the reasons he stayed away.
I mean, and it could be just simply because it came from the people that he thought, you know, like, we supposed to be the people like that got his back. Like, he shouldn't be getting criticized for. He probably thought he was a bigger deal than what he was, maybe.
Maybe so.
I know he knows he's gonna go in the ring of honor one day. So I mean, I hope he should know that the fans, no matter what we criticize him about, dude, you're still one of us, and if you're gonna feel like that.
Yeah, and I'm throwing stuff out there, but I just feel like there's definitely some context here missing, because I don't think like he's that big of a, like, somebody hurt his feelings clearly.
But Keela, this is going back. I don't know when you came on, but even back when it was time to do the jersey photo shoot, he wouldn't even come to that. You know, he been showing diva behavior for a long time that people like me just been ignoring, bro.
But aren't most? I mean, that's the reputation of most receivers.
It is, but at what point do you become like selfless though? Like, he should have been there. One of the events, Julio should have been there.
So again, I disagreed with you until you showed the Buckhead picture thing, and I was like, yeah, I could see he probably should have been at that one, because then I saw everybody else that was there, and then my first thought was like, I wonder, like, how much is he tapped in or in contact with the organization? I'm pretty sure the organization invited him.
Oh, you know they invited him. Well,
yeah.
I say this, Keelan, and I'm sorry to cut you out, but they probably ain't got a valid number on Julio, bro. He's probably so detached from them, and he don't even take their calls. Or his manager, his assistant, like, it just seems like he wants some fuck the fouls and shit.
Yeah. So, if that's the case,
he should be taking Arthur Blank calls. I mean, if Arthur Blank looked out for you, you may not take nobody else call, but Arthur Blank call you should take.
But what I'm saying, but to Toddy's point, they might not even have the same phone number. You see what I'm saying? Like, the number could be different.
Yeah, I know they changed numbers. Yeah.
So to his point, like, I don't know how if he's not tapped in, if he's on some real the Falcons, then he might not even have known which night was, you know, his night. And to be fair, I forgot which game it was until Wednesday on the eye test, when they was like, oh, you know, you're going into the ring of honor. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom break, you know, during the ceremony. But
I bet you did that too.
I sat in the seat, man. I ignored everything, but I sat in the seat.
Keely was in there phone like that while It was dark and everybody was celebrating. Mac, he was saying, I'm going to catch up on my beans watching right now.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I just think there's more to it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I will hope so. I hope there's more to it. But yeah, I mean, if it's not anything to this, if there's no real tension between you and Matt, buddy, you probably should have been in one of these events, or at least sent some type of message.
Me personally, the way he exited, I feel like he has resentment because of the way he left Atlanta. I think there's resentment
for the team.
Here's my guess. I think he gets all right. I'm pretty sure he believes that he's one of the best receivers in his head. But we kind of downplay, even as fans, we kind of like, well, he didn't get in the end zone. He didn't do this. He always hurt, blah, blah, blah. And then he's sitting there probably looking at like somebody like Devontae Adams, who arguably had who was at that point considered the best receiver in the league, but he has a Hall of Fame great quarterback throwing him the ball. And he's like, bro, like, bro, come on. Like, and I think that's how you could get resentment. Like, if you think you're a Hall of Fame talent, I see players do this all the time. When their greatness is questioned, they're like, but look at my circumstances. You know what I'm saying? You see that all the time from players like, but you had a Hall of Fame offensive line, but you had a Hall of Fame quarterback. I didn't. And you see players in their retirement, they do this all the time. It's like, how is he better than me? And I didn't have that. So that's just my hypothesis. That's just my guess. The way he left, it looks like there was resentment there. And he did get heat from us when we're probably the people who should have been like, championing him the most. I'm pretty sure you hear it. I mean, like, because it's on the radio, like we call in, it's on 92.9, it's on all this stuff. Like, well, he just can't get in the end zone, or he's always hurt.
Yeah,
those are two biggest right there. Those two.
Yeah, I think it's still a little resentment there because if you think about it, if you go back to before he left, you remember the meeting that supposedly took place that he wanted Matt out at that time. It was going to be either me. He had that mentality set up then, is either going to be me or Matt, if you think about it. So when they chose Matt, that's when the resentment hit right then and there.
And fair punts for catches, man.
Yeah. So if you look at it, that's when the supposed to be beef has started right then and there. Like Titus said, I agree wholeheartedly that he should have been in one of the events. But we also have to maintain what's a business relationship with the personal relationship. Those two are two separate things.
Yeah, that's true.
We have to maintain that because I may get along with you on the field. I may get along with you on the field, but my personal life, I don't talk to you at all. I don't talk to you at all. So I get the simple fact it is that he's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there. If Roddy can show up, Julio can show up. That's the main thing. But overall, we got to understand that it may be something on the back end that's brewing between them two.
It gotta be. I mean, Roddy showed.
Let me give you an example, like where I think we kind of like internally, like just so I got one of my homeboys. We've been Falcons fans since birth. So, and he didn't like Julio from the beginning for the simple fact that we traded away those picks for him. Like from the gate, he was anti-Julio for that reason. So even though those picks probably I'm like, bro, you got a Hall of Fame receiver in exchange for some bunch of picks that didn't turn out to be anything.
Right. None of them turned out to be anything.
And then the other night against the Tampa Bay game, me and him got into it because he's texting. He was like, Mike Evans or Julio. I'm sitting here like, bro, you're a Falcons fan saying this. And I got so, I'm like, bro.
But Keelan, that's a valid conversation. But
no, stop. Let's stop. See, there you go.
It is though.
Hold on, no. It's the same reason that Falcons fans, other Falcons fans, they get mad when we have something about Matt. It's the same thing when we downplay Matt. And the Ryan Knights get heated, like, how could you ever question the greatest quarterback in Falcons history? Like, it's the same thing, bro. Like, come on now. Julio's a 5-time All-Pro.
My God.
Remember the NFL All-Decade team. Let's not have the conversation talking about it's a fair conversation. And the thing about it, my homeboy at Thursday night, he was like, he won a 5-time All-Pro. I'm like, how are you a Falcons fan? You telling me he's not a 5-time All-Pro?
Like, how are you friends with this guy? He don't know his sports.
You know him. He went to school with you. He went to high school with you.
Oh, hold up. No, don't call. Oh my God! Don't say a name up in there. Be mad. Oh my God!
I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
Who are you talking about? Cause I'm finna lane this dude out talking to.
Don't say it out. I just in the private chat. I just gave the name.
Okay. The man have his opinion, Red. That's his opinion.
You went to main tie. I'm finna look right now.
Oh, Lord. When you doing that, let me say this to y'all, and y'all give me y'all response. All right, I hear what everybody's saying. Like there could have been something there. Me personally, I don't really think nothing serious was there, in my opinion. But let's say there was something there. James, you mentioned Roddy. If Roddy could be there, he should have been there. And Roddy, to me, Roddy was like the best example of anybody who should feel like the Falcons fucked him over. Excuse my language. But yeah, Roddy, y'all saw how Roddy left Atlanta. Shanahan was trolling Roddy, and Roddy had a very unceremonious departure from Atlanta. So if anybody might should have a little chip on their shoulder from the Falcons, it probably should be Roddy, because Roddy was released. Julio got traded. So if Roddy can let that go and say, look, man, fuck all that, man. This franchise, they drafted me out here all 13 years. I made some hell of a money. If Roddy can put all that to the side and say, I did my team forever. And just like Julio, Roddy not from Georgia, Roddy from South Carolina, Julio from Alabama. So if Roddy can do it, like why Julio couldn't have that same, I guess, mentality?
But Roddy realized that Shanahan was right. Like,
you honestly think that, Keelan? Honestly.
Hold on. Shanahan argument was like, you're done. Like, it's a wrap. Like, you don't have it no more. And I remember he put to go to the Patriots. Who he tried out for? He didn't get picked up by nobody. If nobody picked you up, like, he didn't get picked up by no other team. To me, that's validation that Shanahan might have been right. Like, sometimes it's just your time to.
But you got to remember, Roddy also said there are only certain teams that he would play for at this point in his career. If not, he's just gonna retire. He said that.
Okay.
So he didn't want to go to like lower tier teams.
That's fair.
I remember him saying that. I remember reading about
nobody got him though. No, none of those one receiver away teams picked him up though.
That's true.
That's really true.
I think Roddy kind of took the mentality of like, look, I'm in my early to mid 30s. I got millions of dollars in the bank, and I'm about to live life,
Plus, I think Blank probably smoothed it over too. Like, I'm pretty sure the beef was between him and Shanahan, and I'm pretty sure Blank went ahead and smoothed it over.
And well, Arthur did say, because even Blank was hurt. Y'all remember he kept doing interviews to mine. I've been paraphrasing him. He kind of like, I've been trying to call Julio, blah blah blah. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like Julio got one of the personalities where if it ain't about me, I'm gonna go in the shell. I'm gonna go in my shell and bump everybody else. That's kind of what it seemed like to me.
I think like I remember you talking about this, about how like Blank made things too personal, so it'd be like the Falcons for life thing where he made it like it was more than just business, it was family.
Yeah.
And I think that's the danger you run into with certain players, is that they're gonna take it personal because it's like we're supposed to be family. So if that situation did happen where it's like it's me or him type of thing, he could be hurt. If it's a family kind of, if he felt like it's family, and again, I'm spitballing at this point. I just want everybody to know that I don't know anything, no inside information. I'm just
Man,
saying.
I was playing with millions of dollars, man. I got some money in my pocket. Man, I ain't even tripping on some of this silly stuff, man. When we get together, talk it out. I'm just saying, it's
But
that, that's just me.
if you're
That's just
led
me.
to believe that like this is my brother, this is my guy, this and that, like it can still like feel like betrayal, even though you're making your money. If you feel like if this is family, like if
But I
you
feel like if it's an issue, man, these guys should be able to call each other up, man. Let's talk, see what's really going on, man. Sit down, like we do, man. Sit down, have a drink, get together, and let's air it out. See what really going on. If we really got some serious shit to beef about. Because if not, I mean, I guess I'm just not in the business of holding on to shit, holding on to grudge, man. If I ain't really got no reason to hold on, no grudge, if it's some petty shit, some stuff going on like team organization, contract stuff that okay, it went on then, but I've been retired for a while. I don't moved on for a minute. I mean, you can't hold on to it forever. But I mean, like you say, some folks are sensitive.
Yeah, but when it comes down to certain things of that nature, when you have back end issues that happen and that take place and everything, it's some things like a wound. It takes time to heal. So with that situation between Matt, Julio, and Arthur Blank, it may take time. So with that being said, Julio still has some growing to do, even though he's in his
Yeah.
mid 30s. Even
Now,
though
see,
he's
I
in his
think
mid
people
30s, he still has some growing to do. So with that being said, we just gotta let this sort out and ride it like Titus said, ride it can get through the situation. Julio and Arthur can get through the situation. And when the time comes, he will be in the ring of honor. Even though some like Wilder say he ain't gonna be in the ring of honor, but he will be in the ring of honor. A statue of Julio,
Julio is guaranteed in the ring of honor.
yeah,
right,
if anybody is
He
gonna be in
probably gonna
there.
be in the matter of fact, he probably gonna be there quicker than anybody else. I bet as
right.
soon as he signed them retirement papers and say, I'm retired, Arthur going some way, somehow, him and Arthur will find a way to get in contact with each other, and Arthur gonna make the decision. Then, dude, I'm putting you up there because in 5 years you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and I want you in the Ring of Honor before you go to the Hall of
I
Fame.
honestly, I honestly believe this probably gets sorted out as soon as Arthur Blank and Julio Jones cross paths at some point. Like as soon as if they cross paths at Lenox Mall or at the Super Bowl or wherever, as soon as they see each other, I promise you all this gets sorted out. Because that's just who Arthur Blank has been. Like I just as soon as they cross paths, I bet this all gets sorted out.
And I
Yeah,
kind of want to see him and Matt work it out too. Then work it out with Arthur, whatever the issue you and Matt had, get together and work it out. I don't want folks looking back on this. Matt and Julio played together for all these years, but now they
but
can't stand each
but
other.
do
They
they
hate.
do they do they really have an issue though? That's the thing. We
Oh, it got to be something going
We
on.
just
all
following them.
four of us follow the Falcons. Like we true definition of diehards. It's almost like certain stuff you can't hide forever. It's almost like if there was truly like some division in there that they can't get past. I'm not liking you, you're not liking me. It seems like we'd have heard something by now,
That's what I'm saying.
especially with both of them gone.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got to
That's
understand,
why
you
I was
feeling
shocked. Yeah. And that's why
you,
I was
you
agreeing with you, Tidy, because he should have been there. Because if it wasn't nothing we were hearing about, if it wasn't no real hatred or something we heard about, like I say, we all die hard.
Well,
We all
James just said that he had heard that there was beef.
sorry, James, my bad.
Yeah,
He said it
because
earlier.
if you remember when around about the time when Julio got traded and everything, it was reports coming out like they had a meeting, like it's either me or Matt. And then if you look back at that Shannon Sharp, when that Shannon Sharp issue took place, and he didn't want that information to get out, and Shannon Sharp put that information out on what was that
Uh,
show? undisputed. Then at hand, you knew it was some rough right then and now. If you read in between the lines, right there.
I remember that episode too. I got honestly, I thought that was some bullshit. I thought that was some type of joke or something. I honestly didn't believe it was. I just couldn't believe it was real because that was like,
yeah, because the first thing Julio said, "I'm out of there," and he said that with such passion, you knew it was something. You knew it was something going on right then and there because he was ready to get up out of there. When have you ever heard Julio say an interview to say anything about bashing the organization, anything like that? Julio is a very quiet person. He don't entertain the media like that. Arthur Blank don't really entertain the media like that. So with that being said, it may be some real, it just ain't gonna get out because they very quiet people. They don't entertain none of that mess. They won't probably holler at anybody within the organization about the issues that they having within the organization. It just may be amongst the people that they are very, very close to.
And that what happened on Undisputed was uncharacteristic of Julio. Like you never got that from him. So it felt like something for him to say it like that, to like what James said. For him to say it like that, it's almost as if somebody did something to him.
That was shocking. It
was shocking. It was shocking because you ain't never seen that from him.
Right. You would expect that from Terrell Owens.
Yeah. So to me, for something like that to happen out of character like that, or somebody did something, like somebody teed him off, like somebody hurt his feelings. That was my takeaway.
No more.
And that was from that meeting that they supposedly had. It's either me or Matt, and they told him we taking Matt.
I told you he got tired of catching them foul punts.
So,
I'm not saying that I know anything. I can see how he could feel that way based upon the criticism that he got.
Two of his chances to get a ring.
And the injuries he was going through at the time too, because he was ailing those last couple of years. He was ailing with those ankles, hamstrings, dealing with. I think he had a shoulder injury at the time too, from taking out on his because he had to undercut his routes to catch up with Matt balls because Matt was losing that deep ball at that time.
And he probably said, "Man, after that miraculously catch I made on the 22-yard line, and this clown couldn't even finish the deal. And then the next year tried to
Ray.
Okay.
But all I can say, I could understand how he could feel a type of way if I was getting bashed, like you are subpar, you're not all that, you never on the field, you can't get into this. If I'm hearing all this, and I'm like, y'all not looking at the quarterback, or I'm catching all the heat for this, I can see how, just in terms of my personality, that would have created resentment between me and the quarterback. Because if y'all gonna sit here and talk about me, and I feel like I'm like the best receiver y'all ever had, but y'all gonna dog me, and I'm like, y'all don't see who throwing me the ball? That would have created the beef for me right there. Because I would have been right there telling like, y'all don't see who throwing me these punts?
Y'all don't see these miracles I'm making.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this, and be honest with me here. Who caught more criticism, Matt or Julio?
Now,
Matt.
Be honest.
Matt.
What was the criticism Matt caught from out? Not from Facebook, because we're not talking about Facebook. I'm talking about like media criticism. Because to me, he's the darling. Like he gets away with everything.
Yeah, Matt. I don't think Matt caught a lot of local criticism from Atlanta media. I would not say local media, but now national media, they would throw him a jab. Pretty nice.
But here's what I'm saying: the consistent thing he heard, not nationally, but from his own fan base. Because I didn't see a lot of national criticism for Julio. What he got from his own local radio, the people in the city, from that people calling on the radio, he's always injured. and he couldn't get in the end zone. Those are two biggest things I heard, the two biggest criticisms. And both of them are not his fault. Both of those things are beyond his control, in my opinion.
About that.
Bro, when have you seen Julio run and just all of a sudden just stop running when he gets to the end zone?
So if he always
he gotta stop and catch a foul punt.
Hold on before we jump on the Matt Ryan hate parade. If he's always getting injured, who else fault can it be?
So bro, like I don't put injuries on their fault as somebody's fault, man. Their body just
I'm not. What I'm saying is
like the league with screws in his foot.
Right, and I agree with that. I'm not saying I'm not saying like he purposely would get injured. Ain't nobody gonna try to get injured on purpose. But I'm just saying like, who else? When people start to he injury prone, he injury prone. You are the only person that can take that.
But what I'm saying is that it's beyond his control. That's what I'm saying. Like if he gets hit and he falls and his foot is under there, the same foot that he got injured again. It's not like he wasn't on a good diet. It's not like he trains hard. Clearly, you see his training regimen. Like he prepares. It's not like he's sitting on the couch all summer. Like he prepares. It's just that when he's hearing like, oh, he's not worth it. Julio is not worth it because he's not on the field. Like when you hear that, like if I'm Julio, I would be like, so I'm not worth it. Like, cause I'm injured again.
But if I'm being honest, Keelan, I'm gonna be honest. I only remember that talk intensifying when Julio
got paid.
When he got paid, when he was supposed to get paid. That's when that talk came.
I get it. It still came. Mean, and with him, like, I'm not saying it was the best thing for the team. I just can't understand the thought process of Tavon Austin making more money than me. That's some BS.
Yeah.
And understand that thought process. I'm not saying he should have when he got signed. I'm just saying I can understand why he would look at that and be like, nah, bro. That ain't,
because the market reset like right after he got his contract.
Yeah, it did. Because I think a lot of receivers were up for their bag right after he signed his deal, and then there was a lot of receivers.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I just can't understand how he felt.
I understand how you felt, and honestly, like I say, if just like what you said through the years, and by the time we got to that point of his career, and then he's seeing Matt Ryan getting paid again. Yeah, I mean, when you add all the stuff that I've been hearing up.
But to me, Matt didn't get any type of criticism, especially locally. He just was the darling. He was the darling.
I agree on that.
Like he escaped a lot of. I mean, if I'm getting heat, but this guy never gets in trouble. Like we both bad. Like, but I'm the only one that ever gets criticized, get in trouble in class. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get annoyed by it.
Even though my grades are way better than this guy's grades. I mean, I ain't saying he's a bad student, but my grades, I'm racking up A's here. This dude can be C.
And for everybody that's watching, I just wanted to be known, like that has been my biggest gripe with Matt. It's not necessarily that. So if y'all want to say bias or whatever, I'm just full transparency. My beef has always been that no one ever, very rarely do people call it balls and strikes with Matt. Like he got a lot of passes, in my opinion, locally.
Nationally, he didn't though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nationally,
right.
They call it, but I think with some of our fans,
that's what I was trying to tell these silly Falcon fans. I be like, dude, do you know how? See, this is what used to make me mad. You listen to the Falcon fans, and I used to try to tell them, do you know how I'm getting clowned when I'm talking to my friends that are the fans of other teams? Do you know what they saying about our quarterback over here? Oh, Matt Ryan, he's crazy. I'm like, fool. When I talk to other NFL fans, they are laughing at us. They clowning us because of this guy. And they sitting up here. Oh.
I just used a tidy example, talking to somebody else about this same subject, the Dominique example, because I've always been like Dominique is worthy of a statue. Like he's the best thing that ever happened to the Atlanta Hawks. But to Tidy's argument in macro, like he ain't won any championships. Like he hasn't, like he's like in
That's
terms
right,
on the,
Tidy. That's right. You right, Tidy. I'm on your side on you.
and to me, like growing up, because of my childhood, like being a Hawks fan, it's almost blasphemy. Like, how can you say he's not worthy of a statue? You see what I'm saying? But if you take a
But see,
step back,
I'm in between because I did like Dominique in the statue, even though he ain't win the ring. But he's the best thing Hawks ever had.
I think in terms of representing Atlanta, but I'm time locked. So I'm thinking of Dominique in the 90s when I was a kid. So if Dominique in the 90s, if that's the way we want to represent, then yes, he's deserving of a statue because he's a representation of the Hawks in the 90s.
Them 80s wasn't no joke either, man.
But we're no longer in the 90s. And the Hawks organization has a history that spans well beyond that time period. So I can see the argument for why he doesn't deserve that type of adulation. And it's, to me, it's the same thing with Matt. Like I think we're time locked right here in the 2008 to 2000, you know, and nationally, is he a big deal nationally in the big grand scheme of all the NFL? No.
Only in Atlanta.
Not. Yeah, just in Atlanta.
He's Tidy. That's what I've been
It's the
trying
same
to say.
Dominique argument. It's the same Dominique argument. But I'm not trying. I don't want to turn this to a Matt Bass session. Matt Bass session. I'm just showing.
Yeah.
I literally just had the same conversation. I used his Dominique example.
Not Tidy. I appreciate the NBA little Tidy. I go see Tidy. When we talking NBA, you come with that Laker mantra, man. It is championship or bust. But why you ain't like that in the NFL? Why you switch your mode?
I'm the same way. Like, tell me why I switch up at. I'm the same way. I don't think Matt deserves.
When I bring up Matt Ryan and no ring, you don't never give me an NBA title when I bring up Matt Ryan and no ring.
What you mean though? Like, what's the correlation between the two? Explain it to me. Maybe I'm missing it.
I'm saying my whole thing. It's the same thing I've been saying before. The opportunities that we had to ring, that we had a chance to win rings, he let us down. We failed. And if you're gonna be the franchise guy, I'm saying when you have opportunities to win a ring, to me you got to take advantage of it because we didn't have that many opportunities. We had 2010, 2012, 2016. I'm not sure if I should say 2010 when we scored 2 points. That team won all that. And 2017, okay, maybe we had a chance right there. So that's really 4 or 5 chances he blew that we didn't get the ring. And I know if this was the NBA, and if we were talking about one of the great players, and he only went to the NBA Finals 5 times, and it was 0-5, you would be killing that guy.
Well, I mean, I'm not necessarily nice on Matt Ryan. You know, there's times I go in on him too. I don't think he deserves a statue. I don't think Julio deserves a statue. Holyfield getting a statue in Atlanta, all for it. You want to give Freddie Freeman a Triple Jones statue in Atlanta? All for it. Matt Ryan, Julio, Dominique, non-champions? No, sir. No, sir. So, I mean, it's the same thing, but I guess what you get from me sometimes.
I guess why I'm talking about the Hall of Fame thing, because you know how somebody when I'm arguing with the other fans, I ain't necessarily saying you. When I be saying they like first ballot all the way, Hall of Fame guarantee, and I always say, dude, he didn't win a ring. So you
never heard me say that he's I'm sitting here saying that Julio ain't in first ballot, so you know how I feel about Matt.
Okay. As long as you're keeping it fair now.
Yeah. You know, we had the show. We talked when I said, man, I'm telling y'all, man, Julio, he may not get it. And this was before all this happened. So to me, if Matt Ryan gets in, we done had this conversation. He gonna have to wait. His analysts probably gonna have to kick in what he doing now.
Yeah.
Like he ain't no first ballot than me.
Gonna be 5 years away from that. Like I said, he might have to wait maybe 6, 7.
Yeah, because like
I
when
think
people
he eventually gonna get in.
when people say he Matt Ryan's first ballot Hall of Fame, like, bro, you crazy, dog. He's not. He's not going first ballot. I don't even think Julio go first ballot. Well, let me take that back. I'm not sure that Julio's gonna go first ballot.
Right. See, maybe one thing that give me pause on Julio is because they let Calvin Johnson in first ballot. Calvin Johnson got this amount of yards. They got about the same Pro Bowls and all. I think Calvin Johnson might have one more All Pro than Julio. They got
I
about
think people are over reliant on the stats, and when you look at previous people who've gotten in, they're not as reliant on the stats. They're like, was this person great? Was they great? And that's why Calvin Johnson is in, because all his peers, all his writers view him as great. He was a superior talent up and above his peers. And I think because of that measuring stick, that's why it's kind of like what Dion said when he was on that. I forgot what was the show with Marsh and all them before it broke up with
NFL Network.
He was like,
the podcast.
The podcast. When he was like, yeah, they're gonna have to create a separate hall because y'all can't, y'all can't have me in the same Hall of Fame with some of these guys y'all letting in. Like
if you wasn't no difference maker, you don't deserve. What's up? You don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Like, you got Dion in there. Like, how can you say that some of these people that are getting in are on the greatness scale of a Walter Payton or a Deion Sanders? Some of these people we let in aren't that great, and Matt doesn't show up to that measuring stick. He's not that great.
No debate from me, Red.
I get it now, Tiny. Okay, I got you now.
I want to ask you something, Tiny.
Go ahead, Ron.
I've been listening what you say about Julio. I'm with you, dog. I'm with you. But how we know Julio will not always being that divish, even in college? We don't know. We don't know. To me, Julio remind me of somebody that hang by themselves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Somebody that don't want to be with that crowd.
Yep.
That's what Julio remind me of. Like, if the Falcons doing something for 80 years or whoever played for Atlanta, he don't want to be with them. You see what I'm saying, Tiny and Red? He remind me that somebody had
he's the type of guy, when they go to the hospital for the kids, he's like, man, I'm tired.
I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that. But that's what I got from it. I mean,
probably didn't hit the clubs in his prime years.
Right. He maybe was working out or whatever.
Nah, he was too busy looking for an earring at Lake Lanier.
That too. I mean, I just saying.
Ron, let me answer this question for you, though. When it came to Julio at Bama, Julio wasn't a diva because Nick Saban wouldn't put up with that in the first place. Because Nick Saban knew that he could have found him another Julio within the next recruiting class. Yeah. Because for the simple fact it is, hold on, Ron. Let me say this. Because for the simple fact it is, he wasn't the main point on that team at Bama. It was really Mark Ingram because we was a running team at that time. It was Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson. That was the main points on that team. He was just really a decoy and an over-the-top threat when we need to throw the ball or we needed to throw a screen in. So that diviness didn't come in till he came into the NFL. And he started feeling himself when he was getting them all-pro selections. Them 5 all-pro selections, he knew he was the main one on the Falcons. He knew that the Falcons weren't going to replace him in his prime. Because like I say, Nick Saban didn't put up with that. Nick Saban don't care if you're a 5-star to a 1-star. He'll replace you.
But it's hard to find somebody that got the talent that Julio had in his prime.
But in
It's
that
hard
street,
to find somebody like that in college.
understandable. And I agree with you to a certain point of that. But when you Nick Saban at the prime mecca, you winning national championships, talent like Julio is not gonna be hard to find for Nick. It's just on you to play. If you listen to Julio when he talks about Nick Saban, Julio always said that you had to show yourself at Bama. You had to work at Bama. He'll tell you, Saban
But
don't care about that diviness.
but what
Saban
I
will get rid of you.
but what I'm saying, the talent that Julio had in his prime, I don't think Nick Saban wanted to mess that up. Not keep it 100.
He will mess that up in a heartbeat, bro. He will.
People like Julio don't grow on trees every year. We see that. Wide receivers like Julio don't grow on trees every year.
Well,
So
I can say this. That class Julio came out in was one of the greatest wide receivers recruiting class that ever happened because you got to think about it. It was Julio Jones, AJ
AJ
Green,
Green.
and I forgot the other boy. He went to Southern Miss, but he went to the school that I'm in my city. It was really 3 5-star receivers and was other receivers as well. So that
You're not
talent
talking
too
about
during that time
right,
frame,
right.
you could have found another Julio. You could find another AJ Green. Because if you
no,
think about hold on. If you think about it, after Julio, you had Amari Cooper, you had Jerry Judy, you had Devontae Smith, you had, I hate to say it, but he locked up Henry Ruggs, and now you got Ryan Williams. So
Well,
talent like that in the state of Bama, the state of Bama and the surrounding area grow on trees, especially in the South.
no.
You can find you another Julio in the South easy. You
I,
can find you another Julio in Georgia with the amount
man,
of talent Georgia got.
James on point with those, man.
nah. We look at every draft class that came into the NFL. You tell me you to pick out somebody in every draft class of Julio is talent.
Yeah, AJ Green, prime example.
AJ Green was not AJ Green.
AJ Green was the man at Georgia. He was the man with the Cincinnati Bengals. What
I,
did you say, bro?
look at
Well,
AJ
to
Green.
James' point, a lot of
What
those Alabama receivers have uh showed they, but I mean they panned out. They have panned out. A lot of the LSU receivers have panned out. So
well, what I'm
James is
saying,
right.
the
They
talent.
receivers, they are receivers all over the South, man. You just got to be. If you're a good
What
recruiter,
I'm saying, man, the talent don't come like that every year.
you
It
Talent.
mean
don't.
the size? You mean the size and
The
talent?
You mean
size, the
size?
talent, the run fast, speed, that don't come every year.
Oh, you
That
mean
don't.
okay? You mean size, speed, and talent all in one, like Julio?
All in one. They don't grow like that every year. They don't walk through that door every year in college or in the pros.
But when you a powerhouse like Bama, you a powerhouse like Georgia, you a powerhouse like LSU, that type of talent comes through that door every year. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter about the size and everything like that. Because if you look at it, some of the shorter receivers like Tyree Hill, he just not a speedster. He can run routes on you. So that amount of talent does come through those powerhouse doors like that every year, or they wouldn't be winning on a consistent basis, Ron.
And
That's
just-
what I'm
Yeah,
saying to you.
it's five star talent out there. Maybe not the Julio package 5 star, but
That what
man,
I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
but
That
I'm saying
package.
you still can get somebody to produce like Julio if you know what you're doing to recruit, man. In the South, dude, I'm telling you, Ron, in the South there are kids all over. You just gotta find them, man. Just gotta find them.
So let me see. I see Tay. Let me tell Tay something real quick. He was right on Wednesday. I just want to shout him out for being right on Wednesday. Um, because when we were predicting the score, he gave a high a high score for the game, and I was like, "There's no way they're gonna score that many points on our defense," and they did.
Tay,
So
what did tell you? I forgot what he. Yeah, Tay said something like 35 to 30.
yeah, he
Then
said something high, and I was
Yeah,
like,
he
"There's
said he had
no."
a high number.
He had a high
Yeah,
number. It was
pulled him right there.
35-28.
With
He
your
said
young ass.
35-28 Falcons.
yeah, and I
Right.
was like,
Yeah,
"There's no way
he
they're
said
scoring
that.
that many points on our defense." But he
Yeah,
was right.
I
So shout out to you,
said
Tay.
that.
Yeah, shout out to Tay, and also Tay, appreciate the super chat, my brother. Says hit the like button, turn on notification bell, subscribe. It don't cost us a dime. Thank you, Tay. I really appreciate it. And Tay, if you want to
Tay,
come up here, man, you're more than welcome, bro.
yeah,
If
come
you up
on
here,
up, Tay. You gotta come on up and get your flowers, man. After you predicted that high scoring, we didn't think it was gonna be that good a game.
Tay said he too drunk right now. He said fast. I said it'll be a shootout.
I'll be talking shit all. Yeah, I'll be talking shit to Tay if you come on drunk.
Appreciate you, Tay. Yeah. So let me ask y'all this, because we talking about the Julio situation a lot. Let's say Julio retire end of this year. He say bump it. It's over. I feel like the Falcons will immediately, kind of like Red said earlier, go ahead and hey, come on, go in the ring of honor. How does that mesh itself out? Does Julio show up? Does he pull an Andre 3000 and just don't show up to his own ring on the ceremony? Like how y'all feel like that will go?
If that was the case, when Arthur Blank called him, he'll just decline. He's just not going. They're not going to set the ceremony and then he pull a TO or something, not show up.
Yeah, you're right.
If he agrees to it, if Arthur Blank called him and say, "Dude," but then on top of that, why wouldn't he want to do? Ain't no other team gonna put him in a ring honor. You think you going in the Tennessee Titans ring honor? You think you going in the Philadelphia Eagles ring honor? You think you going in the Tampa Bay? Damn, man, you don't play for the lot damn teams. You think you going in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
He need to retire, man. I want to see him retire because even though I'm pissed at him right now, I don't want him to keep messing up his legacy. I'm gonna say this too: the two players that I look at and I want to see them go into the ring soon while Blake still here to put him in there, shake their hand and hug him. I want to see Julio go in. I want to see Vic go in while Blank's still here. So them the two. Even though Julio, I ain't gonna lie, I'm pissed at you right now, bro. I got smoke with you right now, Julio. But them the two I want to see.
Let me ask you this, Tony. Do you think Julio messed up his own career by pulling what he pulled?
No, because I think even though he didn't know it at the time, but he was done because his body had gave out on him. No matter what he played, his body was done. His ligaments was done. His muscles were done. He couldn't stay healthy. The talent was still there, but his body was gone.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think when he went on Shannon Sharp podcast, we messed up his thing?
For Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
No, because that's one thing about Arthur Blank, man, that I do and admire about our owner, man, is he don't hold grudges, bro. The way he embraced Mike Vick after everything that went on with Vick, that showed me like he's not gonna hold no grudge, bro. To me, Arthur Blank is always a phone call away, bro. If Blank could sue over the Vick situation just like that, Julio's situation is cake and ice cream.
I don't know. I mean, when you embarrass Arthur Blank like he did, that
man, that water under the bridge now,
right?
Arthur Blank.
Hey, that
happened so long ago, and Arthur Blank was done so much since then in his life. I don't even think he's thinking about that. You talking about that little phone call on Undisputed?
What I saying, man, we seen a lot of owners keep grudges over years and decades.
That one of his best players, man. That's one. I can see if it was somebody like maybe I wouldn't even if it was Antonio Brown, because unless Antonio Brown did something specifically to the owner, what this was just a phone call, an ill-advised phone call on Undisputed. He never said nothing negative publicly about Arthur Blank. Like somebody said on the show earlier, we think if they saw each other right now, they saw each other at the fucking grocery store. they fucking talk, have a conversation, and everything will be everything. So I don't think Arthur Blank holding a grudge. I don't think Julio has a problem with Arthur Blank. I think it's just been poor contract negotiation back in the day. I think it's been a lot of the ending was not as ceremonial as we would have liked it to be. And then, like I say, he's been for the last few years just been trying to ring chase at various organizations. But as far as his beat, now, like I say, it may have seemed like he has an issue with the Falcons now because he didn't show up to Matt Ryan's ordeal. But even still, I think a talk with Arthur Blank tomorrow, if they got on the phone tomorrow, anything he had, any issue he had with the organization will be cleaned up. And because one thing we know is guaranteed, Julio Jones is going up in that ring of honor, man. That is one of his best players since he's on the team. That is one of our best players in the history of the team. That's one of the man, I want to say top 25 receiver of all time. If you know, maybe, arguably. So, dude, he's going in the ring of honor.
I just saying we've seen over the last 3 decades, the owners hold grudges. We've seen that.
Right. Let me say, if it was another owner, I probably would say, but it's Arthur Blank. Like Tidy said, Arthur Blank, he a gullible old cat, man. Like I say, man, he studying this shit, man. There's too much going. He just opened a fucking hospital. He just turned Eccleston into a fucking amusement park, man. You see that? The new Eccleston Hospital now? That's the stuff Arthur think about, man. He think about expanding his empire and his wealth. He ain't worried about no damn football player that went on undisputed talking a bunch of jive. Fuck that shit, man. Man, come on back, Julio. Just give me a call, baby. Like Tidy said, I'm one call away, baby. You know I'm going to put your name up there. You know I'm going to do everything I can to get you in the Hall of Fame first ballot. I'm your boy, man. I'm Arthur Blank. I'm the boss, man.
It sounds good.
He's done that small shit, man. I don't like Tidy said. I don't think Arthur Blank's done that. If it was something big, like Julio going publicly, like say, Dateline, Good Morning America, talking about the Falcons organization, talking bad about Arthur Blank, saying some shit like, man, Arthur Blank never loved me. I don't give a damn about Arthur Blank. Fuck that. If it was something like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, pulling some T.O. type shit. Yeah, I can see Arthur Blank holding a grudge against Julio or something like that because he running his damn mouth. Julio don't talk. He a silent motherfucker. He don't say anything. That's why we never know what he fucking thinking. So shoot, we don't know what the hell Julio thinking. But what I do know is Arthur Blank ain't got no grudge against Julio, and Julio gonna bring his black ass back and celebrate his own career for that ring of honor, because ain't no other team gonna love him the way we love him. You got that, Julio? So you better bring your ass back here, because you need us and we need you. Well, you need us. We don't give a fuck. We moving on. We got David.
Red, that's why I'm so hot at it, man. Like, bro, bro, ain't nobody gonna love you like Falcon fan love you, bro.
Right. I don't know what team you think he gonna get love from.
Man, Julio was on a very high pedestal when he was in Atlanta, bro. He was very much loved by his fan base, man.
And y'all got me pumped up, man.
You got your own set pumped up.
All right, y'all.
Hope everybody enjoyed the red rant for tonight.
Right, so y'all, we can keep talking about the Julio situation, or we can like go to the game, because I hadn't had an opportunity to like get anybody's feedback about the game. So y'all want to move to the game? Y'all understand the Julio conversation? Whatever y'all want to do, man.
The game.
All right, let's talk about the game.
Somebody else go. I need to relax a little bit.
Coach, you still in here?
Who? Coach? Coach is there? Let me guess, Coach, you watching Harlem Nights, man? Cut Harlem Nights off and get in here.
Well, Red, go ahead and kick it out. Red or James, you know, what y'all think on the game, man? Let's talk about the game.
I told y'all that the offense. I told y'all. Remember, Tidy? I said after the Pittsburgh game, I said Kirk probably is a little rusty. The man hadn't played in over a year. You know what I'm saying? Didn't play preseason. So, you know, a little rusty that first game. If y'all can tell, ever since game 2, that offensive playbook been expanding more and more and more, with the exception of them sorry ass damn screens we keep running. But like I say, I like where this offense is going. I'm finally starting to see Kirk take a little bit more control of things now. You know, him and Drake seem to have some chemistry going. He even got Pitts involved, him and Moon. Like I say, he's working with what he got. He's using everything out on the field, using his pieces. Mooney, Pitts, London. See, when you're doing shit like that, it's gonna be hard to beat him. The only thing I didn't like, we didn't get that. We didn't mix the run in too much this game. It was really just a passing entourage this game. But like I say, we had to, because I saw early on that the defense ain't gonna play. I see right there. Defense wasn't gonna have their best game. So we had to have some offense this game. The offense had to show up, and show up it did, and at all the right times and all the right places. Good job, Kirk. Team record 509 yards. Good job, Drake and Mooney. 100-yard game from both. Like I say, the running game, Tyler, I think only had maybe 12, 13 yards. I want a good day from Tyler. Bijan had a pretty mixed day. Like I said, he had a few plays here and there, but the defense, it didn't play his best. It was solid when it had to be. The offense had to win the game, and win the game it did. Cool, pretty much was solid, except for them first 2 kicks. I don't know what the hell going on. Cool, I told you, man. You can't go out with your lady the day before the game, man. You say that, but after the game, before the game, you gotta get through this, man. You gotta have a strong leg. I don't know, the first 2 kicks, kind of weak legs, man. But eventually, you went over to the sideline, ate your bowl of Wheaties, came back on the field, and that leg got some strength. So tighter, bang on, cool for that. And ring that bell for 2. That's right. So, hey, your boy, oh my God, your boy, Harold, man, dude, I didn't know you were so emotional. Ooh, but after the game, you said to my man, it was like a movie, man. Like I just didn't see this in myself. I come on the field, that was nice, man. Drake go out one play, this guy come on the field, and he pretty much Drake position. If you could tell, Kirk was looking at Drake's spot that whole overtime. So whoever was playing in Drake's spot was probably gonna get the ball, and get the ball he did. And boy, I mean, that the guy missed that one tackle, and he was off to the races, man. Good block, Pitt. Good block, Ray, and touchdown, baby. Falcons all the way, man. Like I said, we had some hiccups. We had some moments in between, but we got the job done at the end of the day. First place, baby. 3-2. Oh, we gave the home fans something to get so crunk and turn it up about. Because them first 2 home games, boy, you know what I'm saying, left a lot to be desired. Well, boy, we showed the home fans something this game, man, and on national TV too. So, I'm so proud of the Falcons for this big time win. We on a little winning streak. We beat the Saints Sunday. Beat the Bucs Thursday. We got the Kitty Cats coming up next Sunday. We got to keep this thing going. Like Titus said, Seahawks after that. No, that's going to be, it seems like that's going to line up to be a good one because they playing pretty good this year. But hey, I ain't worried about no damn Geno. So hey, our defense better be ready for Geno. And like I said, man, I'm liking where we at right now.
Let me say this, Tiny. Bang that bell. Zach Robinson finally opened up the playbook.
Y'all stop giving that dude praise. He ain't opened up shit with his
funky ass. You didn't wake up after my rant.
Yeah, I've been here with this funky ass. Dude, if I see one more goddamn screen on the field, dude, I'm gonna lose my shit, bro.
Too late.
I hate them damn screens.
He keep running like, dude, that play has never gotten you no yards, and you do it every single game. Is the most frustrating thing to look at, bro. But my bad. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I ain't mean to interrupt you. I have a deep hatred for this dude. But my bad. Go ahead.
Man, You sound like he took money from you in the second grade.
He did, goddamn it. He taking money away from my Falcons, making my Falcons look like some ass.
But we won the game. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, but we winning the game when there is, how can I say, easier ways to win the game, I should say.
It is, but hey, you gotta give props to Zach Robinson. Now, without Zach Robinson, he will not, Kirk Cousins would not be doing the stuff that he's doing. So they go together.
Nah, I would say it's more of we have good talent on this team versus him. If we had mediocre talent at quarterback, mediocre talent at running back, we definitely will be in a world of hurt.
So, Coach, you can't say that Robinson did a good job last
Eh,
night.
He compare. Okay, so I will say this. Instead of a grade of 32, which is an F, he gave us a 64, which or he gave us a 68, which is still a damn F, but
Stop,
much better.
stop, Coach. How
No, bro,
many
Toddy.
total, hold on. How many total yards we had this past game?
I thought we had about 600.
We had to
swear.
have about 600. Come on, you can't say that's a
Again, like I said, that's because we have better than mediocre talent at our quarterback spot, bro. Tidy, go back and go back and look at this game. See, this is what I'm saying. I could tell, like, when you look at this game, you could tell, like, plays that are him plays and plays that are really Kirk Cousins plays. Him plays are a screen to the line of scrimmage to Ray McLeod on the left side, a screen to Mooney on the line of scrimmage to the right side, in the round pitch to Mooney. You know, that just plays that just look like you like what was that? Like, where did that come from? Like, it looks like something that, you know, a 5-year-old would pick on if he was playing Madden, you know, or on rookie. Like, it just plays that absolutely don't work. Like, it just looks stupid. You can always tell his plays versus, like, you know, Kurt allowing to take the reins. Like y'all said, I absolutely I don't like Arthur Smith either. But if Arthur Smith was here, like, we probably be scoring
Well,
40, 50 points a game.
the same Arthur Smith that barely scored 27 points while he was here. That Arthur Smith?
No, how? No way.
But
Arthur
Arthur Smith also didn't have a running back. You know what I'm saying? So no team. Excuse me, he didn't have a quarterback. So no team respected.
But
No team respected the ability to go over the top.
But
And yeah, and he still has some bonehead, idiotic, completely like, what are you doing plays as well. But we wouldn't have seen Arthur Smith do a goddamn screen 5 times each game. That don't work. No,
I gotta start you like that.
crazy, bro.
I gotta start you like that. This the same Arthur Smith that drafted Desmond Ritter, and he could
Again,
have
yes, you right.
He could have drafted Justin Fields.
You,
That
you
Arthur
you right, bro. You right. His head coaching is ass, but him as a coordinator was okay. But again, we just didn't have the quarterback to do what he wanted to do. which is still on him, but he no. And I'm tired of being told to wait, give somebody a chance. Hell no. I've been waiting 40 plus years, damn it. I'm tired of waiting.
All right, but Coach, let me say this. I'm not a fan of the screens either, but I got to point this out now. The New Orleans game, if Jake Matthews don't do that holding that was totally unnecessary because Bijan had already cleared, that was a touchdown.
Okay, so 1 out of 30 times it worked.
I won't say 1 out of 30. I say probably
We
1 out of about 8 to 10.
no, so we played how many games did we play? We played 5 games.
Right.
We've done it a minimum of 5 times each game. At least 5 each game. I think the last game actually we did it only twice or maybe 3 times. But outside of that, we've done it at least 5 times in each game, and it has not worked. But like you said, one time it worked. It worked the first. Well, no, it didn't work. I was gonna say it worked the first play of the game, but that wasn't a screen. That was a play action pass to Mooney on the right side that got us some yards. But that actual screen has not worked. Period. And you just keep doing it, and it looks so stupid, bro. Every time he does it, it just looks idiotic. Like, why? What are you doing?
So your whole entire beef with him is because he runs screens.
No, it's not. It's not that, bro. It's the what can I say? It's the lack of growth. Like I could game 1, okay. All right, I give you that. Game 2, you still do the same thing. I'm starting to look at you sideways. Game 3, 4, and 5, it's like, okay, dude. I mean, I don't know what your infatuation with that play is, and it's not just that play. It's his playing. Oh, his schemes overall, like the outside run. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know this until yesterday when they said it during the game. I didn't know Bijan Robinson, and this may change my thought process on Bijan. Honestly, I didn't know that Bijan Robinson was not. Bijan never ran the outside zone in college. He's never run that. He's always ran the inside uh zone run. Which made him extremely effective in college. I didn't know that. I didn't. I thought he could run it all, but apparently they said that was what he was most effective at college. So it's the lack of using your talent that you have and not the talent you want. You know what I'm saying? Like Kirk Cousins is one of the best play action quarterbacks in the league, but we don't run play action. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't run things that are to the strength of our players. We do stupid ass shits like screens to the line of scrimmage.
But coach, I mean, Kirk Cousins just out the franchise record in passing last game.
What are you
Huh?
talking about, Coach?
Coach,
What you say?
Coach, did you watch the game the other night?
Of course I did.
No, you didn't.
Coach, the first play he did was a play action.
Okay.
And then they ran play action all throughout the game, Coach.
You talking again, bro? Come on, man. We're not about to do this. We're not about to do that.
Yeah,
Coach,
but
you got me
man
scratching
did.
my head. I'm confused, Coach.
Yeah, well,
it's
you really confused. We not about to.
I ain't doing that with you. I ain't doing that with you, Coach. I'm
We
just
ain't
saying.
about
You
to do
say he
that.
don't run play action, but the
And he
first play
don't.
he ran was a play action play. He ran play
Okay.
action all throughout that game. He even ran some play action in the Saints game, in the Chiefs game. The only time they didn't run play action was the Steelers game. So I'm not understanding.
Yeah, you definitely not understanding if you think that we run play actions, bro. But okay,
We did.
That is that's
Coach,
something I'm
We
not. That's something
did.
I'm not even
Coach,
about to argue with. We run. If you think that we run
We
play
did,
action
Coach.
to the level of what we should be running play actions, bruh, then I ain't even got nothing to
Tighter,
say. I ain't got nothing
You
tighter.
else to
can't run
say.
it every play, coach. Then it will be
Come on,
ineffective.
All right. Y'all go ahead to the next person, because I see y'all on that crazy shit tonight.
man.
you know what?
I think that
Look,
sleep deprivation you got going on.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, not at
You
all.
must,
You
Not even
suffering from
coach,
close.
sleep
coach. You
deprivation
must,
right now,
you
Coach.
must, you must be fast. You must be fast forwarding the game when we on offense and just looking at
You
the
right.
defense.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
but every time throw the same screen play to the receiver. Damn.
I'm talking about they ran play action quite a bit. I'm thinking about
Right,
almost
right.
every
In that whole
At
game.
least 45%.
Right.
time.
But
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on my
But
corner.
coach,
coach, we,
to
we,
go
we threw
back
the ball
to this
58 times. I swear, at least 30 of them plays will play action.
coach, it go back to this his first time being on OC, a real OC. So it's gonna take him time to see what worked, and it's gonna take him time to see what don't work with us
But play
Okay.
action.
Okay.
as a real OC.
Right.
I'm gonna be real about this. You know, this game here, it was pretty much it was seamless play calling. If you look at it, I understand what Coach saying that you can see Kirk plays and you can see the OC plays. But my thing is that if they coerce together to create a 509-yard game, then I'm fine with that because for the simple fact it is, you seen the offense gel overall. You seen the complete game
We
out the
had
offense
200
overall.
yard receivers. The only thing that didn't really pump off was the running game.
And, and they and they really tried to run the game, and they really, I think they got a burner account in him, to be honest with you, because the some of the stuff that we talked about the last couple of weeks, they was actually doing. Bijan and Algiers was actually splitting carries in that game. You know what I'm saying? So it overall the defense was horrible. Anthony Hamilton don't need to touch the field no damn more. But
Oh my God.
besides that, um,
He,
shit, it was the offense I was just more proud of because of anything. They was gelling.
and
Kyle was
how
Kyle
you
was
gonna be
getting
right there
open.
and don't get your hand out there? It's the point of playing cornerback, Hamilton. You right there, put your hand out when you see the ball coming. At least knock it down.
And it just you seen Kyle get open, you see Drake get open. You know Darnell Mooney was gonna do what he was gonna do, and Ray Ray was gonna do what he gonna do. But to see
I
Kyle
ain't know these
actually
guys were that.
have 7, 8 catches in this game, that well, I was proud. It was no more free Kyle Pitts at that point. It was
Right.
just Steve Kyle Pitts more.
We
You know,
finally
because
found one.
yeah, because he was getting open. They was opening him up every time they blitzed. They had a counter for that. Every time, you know, they were trying to take over the top, they had a counter for that. And then they took it out by, you know, running a lot of play action in this game. And I was
Man,
even proud, you know, I was even shocked they ran a play action screen to the other side. You know, even though it was a screen, but it was creative because they ran it out to play action.
we
So you
had
know what I'm saying?
five players that went over 60 yards, and Kyle Pitts had 88 yards.
Oh yeah, 88.
88.
Damn, my short changed them big time. Damn.
So
You
it,
cold,
it,
Tony. You
it, it,
cold. What the hell?
Yeah,
it,
coach,
it was
man. Coach,
it was a good overall game.
Right. We finally see how our offense
Now,
look.
what if Rondale Moore was still playing? Will he make it even more explosive?
Mm.
I don't know because Ray he been doing this thing. You know, Ray
Man,
in the slide he been doing
except for
this
that
thing.
fumble out of bounds, he been really flawless.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, and he played tough too. That's one thing I like about him. Man. He played big.
Yeah,
He
he
a little
get
guy,
up.
but he played big.
He be acting crazy. I be like, calm down, Ray Ray. I don't want no penalty now. He get up like,
I like
Hey,
that, bro. I like it.
he bring that pit bull mentality
right.
that we've been asking for a long time.
Good.
Like other
He
teams, other defenses used to trying to pump us, and now we finally being the bully now.
Was that Ray Ray that slapped somebody in the face the other game? He
Yeah,
got
it
caught.
was. Yeah, it was. Where Ray from, man? Where is he from?
Ah!
Oh,
Okay,
no,
I
he
wasn't sure that was him or Mooney, but I know I remember one of them slapped some dude.
Yeah, it was Ray. Got a penalty for it.
Yeah.
Ray.
But the most
Okay,
overall
yeah.
comfortable
Ray,
thing,
that
though,
was
we all have to agree is that Kirk is getting comfortable on that leg again.
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see
Yeah,
that.
I told you just a little rusty.
You see that.
I was at the game last night.
Oh, you came down for the game?
And they did not run no 30 plays or play action.
Who
And
said 30 plays of play action? They ran a lot of play action last night, though.
Right, they ran a lot of
Yeah, coach, man. Yeah, you may have to turn the NFL Network.
I don't need to do none of that, bro. Like I said, I mean, clearly people ain't listening because I didn't say they didn't run play action last night. What I said was, he hasn't been running to the strength of his players, and the strength of his player is Kirk Cousins, and his greatest strength is play action. That's what I said. And before last night, we were not running play action. Maybe one or two here or there, but we were not or have not. Prime example, the Kansas City game. First drive, we mixed in some play actions with some passes, with some running. And then after that first drive, all we did was bog down the defense with a run, and then a screen to the right or left side. And that's what we did the rest of the game. So, like I said, you can count one game as an outlier and say that's what we do. Okay, if that's the role you want to take with it, then run with it. I ain't even gonna debate you about that. But if we're gonna be realistic, before last night, that is not what he has been doing, and we have looked like absolute garbage on the offensive line, on the offensive side of the ball for that reason.
Well, to be fair, coach, that's why to me, I think they're expanding each game. I mean, each game they get more comfortable with each other. And like I said, I mean, to the last game, that could be the start of something. I mean, we put up 36 points, and it seemed like if we had to get in the shootout, we'd be damn capable. We weren't sure about that before last game. So that's what I'm saying. Each game, the offense is expanding. Each game, Zach is opening up that playbook.
I don't think that's the case. I think
they're gonna go back. I don't think they're gonna go backwards. Is what I'm saying.
I think it was Kirk Cousins was allowed to do what he wanted to do, because if you listen to the post game interviews, he said that the one thing that he wanted to do was get Kyle Pitts involved in the game early. I don't believe that this game really, like I said, I believe you could tell the difference between who's calling the plays, and I think that this past game was more of Kirk Cousins, the handcuffs being taken off Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins allowed to play the game of football.
That's my whole point. Then that's when they're not gonna go backwards. If this is something that's working, obviously it's working. If we drop down 600 yards of offense, 36 points, so they're not gonna go backwards. If it's going forward, I'm gonna give Kirk more reign. I'm gonna let him improvise. I'm gonna let him audible do his own thing. Fine. If that's what works to win games, I'm saying they're probably gonna keep it up. But they're not gonna go backwards. Back to what you saying is the KC game where they weren't doing anything that worked.
Yeah, I mean it's possible, but again, you want your coaches to do what they're paid to do. You want them to scheme your game. It shouldn't be on Kirk Cousins because we got to understand, people. Yes, we won, but we have plays, and it's not an excuse. You can only play who's in front of you, but we have played severely depleted defenses the last 2 games. Severely depleted defenses the last 2 games. And again, I understand you can only play who's in front of you, but when we go up against fully healthy teams, your offensive coordinator should be able to scheme up a game plan, and Kirk should be able to go out and execute it perfectly and flawlessly and get us the dub. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before the game the other day, I didn't know how to. Well, when we went through our predictions on the eye test, I said I couldn't. I didn't want to give mine because I don't know which version we're gonna get out of the play calling. If we get good play calling, I don't think no team in the NFC, period, not just the South. I don't think no team in the NFC can rock with us. But if we get mediocre play calling, then we get what we get. You know, no offensive touchdowns, no nothing. We get the hot garbage that we got the game before, and it's going to be on our defense.
But
And that's not good.
Once again, Coach, this his first time being an OC.
I understand that, but I understand that, bro. But at the same time, at the same time, how much of an excuse can we use for that? He is a professional.
Wait a minute.
He's a professional.
Wait a minute. How that is a excuse? That is facts. That is facts.
But it's a excuse.
I'm not just making that up out of thin air. He was
not still an excuse. So Kyle Shanahan wasn't never a rookie OC.
Yes, but Kyle Shanahan had his father too. His father taught him the game.
So you saying Zach ain't had no good teacher?
I'm not saying that, but what
what you saying? So what you saying?
This is what I am saying. You will let me finish.
I'm waiting.
I am saying this is his first time being with Atlanta. That's what I am saying.
Okay.
Second, he trying to get to know the players, see what they good at, because they did not play in preseason. That take time to get to know your players, what they good at and what they're not good at.
Okay.
I think Ron do got a fair point there, though, Coach.
So I mean, how long do we give him there? We give him a whole season. So we just what?
Well, coach, it looked like he's figuring some things out in game 5. Right. So what you talking about the whole season?
I said maybe to week 8.
Okay, so we give him half a year to so that means that who else?
Coach,
who else?
Coach, listen to me. The man is figuring things out with each game. We can't put a timeline on this thing, but what we do know.
I'm glad y'all said that. So from now on, don't say
each game. Okay. And what we do now know is we are 3-2 in first place while we still
that's great.
Right, give me that bang, baby.
So moving forward, don't say nothing about no Troy Anderson. Don't say nothing about
Anderson. That's on defense. You talking about the offense?
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't. You can't move the goalpost. It don't matter.
It don't matter because you just goalpost. What are you talking about? The
offense. Now you
it don't. I'm saying
goalpost.
If you shut up, you would hear what I'm saying.
He's making the point of a learning curve. Y'all are giving Troy Anderson the same learning curve that y'all giving the OC. That's the point he's making. Both of y'all got points, but I mean, y'all are created by definition. It's still an excuse. But y'all both have points. My only thing about it is that we do kind of give lax, like, oh, they'll figure it out, as if we got games to waste. Like, you give away one game to inexperience, that one game is the game that keep you out of the playoffs. Like presumptive. So we can presume that if they played preseason right, based
Right.
upon what we're seeing now, that we possibly would have won that Steelers game, right? That's a good, healthy presumption. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it's a presumption. If we do not make the playoffs by one game, then we can say like literally that inexperience of they'll figure it out eventually is the reason we don't make the playoffs. Because they look now last night like they were good enough to have played the Steelers and won that game.
Okay, but Keely, to this point now, as of this point in the season, those two losses to Pittsburgh and KC may not even matter. I mean, at this point in the season,
No, they all matter
they all matter. But right
because
now, we are undefeated in the NFC and we're undefeated in the NFC South. So we maintain that trajectory, then we can look back on these two losses to those two AFC
I get
teams.
it. But Red, do you expect us to lose any games in the future on this remaining schedule? Are we going to lose any
We
more
probably
games?
gonna maybe lose one or two in the NFC. I'm hoping we can go almost undefeated in our division.
I mean, that's a hope. But what I'm saying, reality is we're going to lose the game somewhere else on this schedule. We might lose two, might lose three. People might get injured, might go on a 4-game losing streak. Those things can happen.
I'm hoping most of them come to the AFC team, though, if I'm lucky.
That's cool. My point is, though, you don't know when an injury will come up. You don't know when something will come up. So every game, these early games, you can't just discount them as, well, they'll figure them out, or whatever. Like, nah, it needs to be figured out now, because that game you throw away could be that loss is that one that, keep you out the playoffs.
Yeah, if I look down the line and I go back, those two losses are the ones that keep us out. Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty pissed off. That's probably when I start ranting.
Yeah, and I mean, and it happens all the time because somebody might get hurt. Like Bijan go down or somebody go down that's very vital to our success. And then all of a sudden we lose 3 games down the road to teams that we probably would have beat if Bijan or somebody was here. 3 games that we did not expect to lose, which means those early games where we had everybody healthy would have been important for everybody to be on their thing.
Huh? We hope we get a little lucky in the injury department. Man, we can't afford nothing too big. We already got it.
Yeah,
Man, Caleb play this week?
And it's 100% injury rate in the NFL. Like, people get hurt, it's gonna happen. So that's why every game matters. And that's my only. Y'all both are right, but the only thing that I had an issue with is like how we kind of cavalier and like, oh, they'll eventually figure out. No, they need to figure it out as soon as possible. Like, as in, they need to figure it out as of yesterday. It should have been figured out before week 1, ideally.
Right, I read you on that, but they did not play. Kirk Cousins was asking Raheem Morris, "Hey, I want to play," and Raheem Morris like, "Nah, player, we spent too much money on you. We're gonna lead you to the first. We're gonna need you during the season." So,
but again, I feel like y'all put way too much on preseason, bro. You should know from film, from study as a coach, the players that you have on your team. Your preseason, for real, is to check and see who is going to make your final roster. It's really, your preseason really ain't to figure out your starter players. It's really to figure out who is going to make your roster. You're like your that's why your starters really don't play that much. So if you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you're doing your homework, you should know who you got on your roster from watching tape. For you should know from the jump street. Like if
but real quick, Coach, you don't think that this is a different circumstance, considering we got players that's never played together? Like, if this was like Kirk, Mooney, Drake, and all them in their second or third season together as Falcons, you don't think that's different than all of these guys who's never played together? You don't think that puts more importance on preseason at that point?
Well, yeah, absolutely, but they don't. Yes, yes, yes. You're right. It does, but at the same time, like two things can be true. Yeah, it does matter, but at the same time, they wouldn't have played much together in preseason anyway. They're only gonna play like one or two snaps. You know what I'm saying? Like one or two downs. You know, they generally especially your quarterback, they don't play that much in it. They may play a quarter, and then a quarter, especially in the preseason, and a quarter. How many snaps? I mean, how many snaps do you get? Because everybody playing like trash in preseason because it's a lot of rookies, a lot of unsigned people. So you know what I mean. It ain't a whole lot
I
of
mean, you got a
marching
couple
down
that
the
are old
field,
school though. You got a
huh?
couple that are old school. Like you have like Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin. Like they're more old school. So that like you see their starters getting like the traditional reps where it's like, you know how it used to be when we had 4 preseason games where the third game is when they'll play
All
like
the
a whole
starters. Yeah,
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 so it'll
yeah.
be like one drive, game one. Maybe they'll play into the second quarter, game two, and then game three. But you still seeing this for some of the older coaches. So and it's worked out. I mean, you can't argue with the start that Kansas City has had or the Steelers, and those are two teams in which like
Hey,
veteran coaches that play their starters in the preseason.
right. Uh, Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes was like, I needed to play. And the Reed was like, yep, don't get out there. But what he doing, he come, yes, he been with us before, but he was not the head coach at the time. No, he was filling in because we fired Dan Quinn. So now he doing it his way now.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like what we're seeing from Kirk, it just seems like that was what we're seeing from Kirk was only going to happen with reps. Like it was just going to take him time. He was going to have to get hit. He was going to have to get hit a couple times to see what it feel like again. Like I remember the what interview because I've been ever since this last game. I've been watching every Kirk interview, like the Rich Eisen and who did he do? He did one from the Waffle House parking lot the other day.
Dan Patrick.
That was Dan Patrick.
Dan
Yeah,
Patrick.
yeah. So I've been watching all his interviews,
Yeah,
but
I watch him all the time. And if you listen to that's why I said you could tell that this past game was. I would say this past game was 70% Kirk Cousins taking control of the offense. Just from
the point I was
the
going, the point I was making was that he said the one of the interviews, the key point he brought up, he was like, I have not played football since week 8 of last year. And he was like, that's been the biggest thing because they were asking him, like, you know, why, taking so long to catch up this thing. He said, I haven't played football since week 8 of last year. That was his comment. And he stopped short of giving an indictment against the head coach saying in terms of preseason, but you could tell like he made a point that like I haven't played football in a long time. And sometimes it's not an injury thing or whatever. He was like, bro, it's just I haven't played football in a long time.
Repetition.
Yeah.
Right.
And and
So
and, and Dre, that was the what I was getting at from the interview was just basically like some of this stuff we're seeing. He was saying, look, like I just ain't played football in a long time, bro. And not to say that that's valid. He could be blowing smoke, for the sake of the interview. That happens. But I'm just telling you what he said in the interview because I know, people lie, but
Yeah, I watched it. Like I said, I watched all his interviews, and I mean, it just was that how I knew, like I said, how I knew that he basically took over because the post game that was one of the first things he said. He said I wanted to get Pitts involved in the game immediately, like first thing. And I was like, oh well, shit. We know, you know who's running that situation. Like, I mean, you could just look at the play or whatever, and yeah. I mean, I'm good on the offense. I'm not really worried about it because if Kirk does his thing, I'm cool. I'm just saying this. it's diabolical work to give Zach all this praise, and to me, he's still trash. That's all I'm saying. My concern is the defensive coordinator. He need to. I mean, is Raheem gonna take that over, or we just gonna stay in 3-4 and continue to get our face pushed in every game? That's what I want to know.
I don't think they're gonna change the formation in the middle of the season.
Yeah, well then we're gonna have a hard season there.
So let me ask y'all this about Kyle Pitts. You know, he done had his best game of the year. Do y'all think that we should continue to make him a focal point of the offense? Because, you know, like Coach just said, when Kirk Cousins purposely went at him, you know, it kind of kept him going for the entire game. And, you know, we were able to reap the rewards of it. So do you continue trying to purposely feed him the ball?
I don't know about purposely, because when you purposely do things like that, like you get yourself in trouble sometimes. So I don't know about purposely, but yeah, I think he definitely need to be involved because uh like I said on the eye test, Ed Keeley, I started to tag you too, but I was like, damn, nah, I ain't gonna do that. You like our receiving core is straight, but as you've seen, like Moody is very light. So a lot of the times that he was just getting the ball knocked straight out of his hands, like with minimum effort. I was like, damn, if he just had a little bit more weight to him, that boy would be unstoppable. But that's going to be an issue for us going into the season. So yeah, you definitely got to get Kyle Pitts, who's 6'6", however much he weighed. You definitely got to get him into a rhythm. Him and Drake, you definitely got to get them into a rhythm because we're going to need them. Going into deeper into the season, in my opinion.
So what Kirk Cousins said, and this is kind of piggybacking off what Keely just said. If he hadn't played football since week 8 of last year, is that him taking some accountability on why the offense was struggling before last night, saying like, good bit of this is on me. And, I was just rusty. I had to get back in the swing of things.
Are you asking me or are you asking everybody?
Or anybody, nobody in particular.
Well, I mean, ain't nobody saying that. Yeah, I think it could be a little bit of both. I think it could be a little bit of him. Yeah, I think it could be. It's some of him saying that. Like I could have played better, but I also could have taken over the team. In the role of quarterback, like he did this past week. So I can see it could be a bit of both.
Yeah, I agree. Is that boy Red asleep up there?
Red nodded out.
Down goes Frazier.
Yeah, we know you here. You in La La Land counting sheep. That's where you at. That man almost hit the floor.
Hey, that's I got you. Nine off, bro.
Got him nodding.
Change the coach's voice. You can't nod off his voice.
Or whatever. You sure was nodding. So
Yeah. Oh, he didn't take a picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got you in high depth there, bro. And with that said, y'all, we 3+ hours in, so we'll go ahead and wrap this one up, man. We'll go around the floor. Everybody, let everybody know where they can find you. We'll start with you, Mr. Sleep Meister Red.
All right, man. Yeah. Red, man. Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Red and Real Sports Show. Y'all catch me on Facebook or YouTube. Appreciate you having me tonight, Tidy. I need that now.
Yeah, we caught you, bro. We put you on the Summer Jam screen.
Oh man.
And also, y'all make sure to check out Keely and also the eye test. They normally come on at 10 p.m. on Wednesday.
Wednesday night, that's right. 10 p.m.
Yep, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coach Keely or James, y'all got anything y'all want to plug? Anything?
I don't have anything. It just you catch me on Waffle House, eye test from time to time, and C-Dub show.
Shout out to C-Dub.
Yeah, me, man. You know, I'm everywhere, man. You catch me everywhere. I really want to get my mind off the ground, but you know, school is kicking my ass. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't young as I thought I was, and yeah, it's rough for you, boy. So I really don't have the time. Like I was kind of nodded off in the first 20 minutes of this shit. So
We know.
so. Yeah, it's been rough. So you catch me on everything. But Red, I'm gonna catch you tomorrow though. But yeah, me and your boy we gotta go at it. Cause yeah.
Man.
What time y'all be?
11
a.m. Coach.
Yeah, I'm gonna set my alarm, make sure I'm bright and early.
Okay.
For
Appreciate
sure.
your support, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said,
Tidy,
y'all.
thanks for having me tonight, big dog, man. Love chatting with you, man.
Yeah, likewise, man. Appreciate you coming on, Red. Appreciate everybody coming through. James, Keely, Coach, and also Big Ron Thomas. Let's keep the winning going, y'all. We got Carolina in about 9 days, so we should be real rested. Excuse me. Get that victory. But thank you everybody for checking in. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate the panel. Y'all be safe. Be blessed.
All right, man. All right.
Peace.
All right.